2, 3. Are we on?
Yep. Yep.
Welcome to the Agweedo Gardena campaign. This will be the last session for a while. This campaign will be shelved and we're moving into another game. This is Agweedo Gardena 15. Third season, 15th session total. What was I going to say? The last place we left off is we were in jump, and it was about almost a missed jump with the stretched jump drive technology. And I think Pierre or Verbal has an update on the last session. If you want to go for it.
Yes, and of course, this has been a double plus wrong fun production. This whole game series,
Good on
this
you,
whole
mate.
campaign, this whole campaign panned by, well, some guy.
That's right.
Okay, so let me see. Our last session was, oh, there we are, March the 6th, we go session 14. Okay, so let me see. Stoney was experimenting with the jump drive, and he found it was really a hop drive that only reaches up to jump 4. And we had, okay, scads of ship funds, and we were on Glacic. And there's about 88 million people on Glacic. Started as a mining company corporate town, but then it developed some sort of samurai religion philosophy. And there's a dictator on this planet, dictator of the Diego family. And there's a starport. There is a settlement which is called Crevice Atropolis, which is a crevice with a glass cap in the southern hemisphere. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Sorry.
So we came out of Jub. And let me see, we got message about the dictator and the Diego family. They don't want guns at all, so the law level is such that you can't carry any sort of guns, rifles, pistols, or anything publicly. We make our approach. We're about 3 to 4 hours from Glacic. We, I think we caught the sparrow. We detected the sparrowhawk, or we sensed that. We tried to sense for the Sparrowhawk ship. We went down. Now, Port Town is the capital. It's obligatory to land there. The starship is just square holes to land in, and then tubes extend from the depressions over to the ship. It's not very fancy starport. We were looking for that Sparrowhawk class ship. Verbal tried to do some sensors, was not picking them up. But what he did pick up was the huge scads of ground level turret defense, like the planet is really a hedgehog or something. And so they're very particular about defending themselves from outsiders, and they don't care what we do if we're past 1 or 2 diameters from the planet, but if you get into their sphere of influence, oh boy, dictatorship. So the captain suggested we should fuel at the gas giant, but Verbal suggests we should catch them coming and going at this planet, because if we go after the gas giant, we're out of sensor range to see if that Sparrowhawk ship will arrive. So we finally land on the starport. It's more of a trading facility. Still can't find that Sparrowhawk ship. We go into the landing bay outside the starport. And let me see. They don't want us to land at the interesting place. Crevice Atropolis is a crevasse in the thing, like a Martian canyon or valley or something, which their engineering has managed to completely put over a clear dome, and you have atmosphere inside it. But no, we have to land at the main settlement, which is Port Town. We are given docking bay 13. And we figure the sky's eye with the Baron is maybe 12 or 15 hours behind us. Defense facilities are huge, like missile commands. So we are like, especially because of our jerky pilot, we are like the little dot that pixelates down in missile command. But then they launch big, huge nukes at us. So their defense facilities enormous. We land. We can't bring our guns. We sell the what was it we were selling?
Petrochemicals.
Thank you.
Petrochemicals, yeah, okay, and we got it. Because this world needs them. I think we sold at 300% of base price, so
you
30,000 a
bankrolled.
ton. Yeah, big bankroll, 64 tons at 30,000 a ton, 1,920,000 credits. Now, but we have to get to Crevice Metropolis by transit, so that's a couple of hours. You see big dictatorial type posters of Diego, honor, integrity. Okay, so we transit over to there. We get there, and that's where I made the big joke about, big dictator poster saying, the dictator says, keep your crevice clean.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay,
It so
funny
me.
enough.
It so gets me.
That's all in the recording too. I did eavesdrop through it.
And okay, but getting back to that, so we go to the new town, train terminal. Okay, 10 credit ride. We get there. We go into a bar. We ask who owns a private landing near that crevice settlement, and it's apparently the Landon Corporation. Apparently, the ship landed there. We get directions, and we can rent a very tiny electric golf cart-like car to get up there, and you have to sort of switch back in little covered tunnels, go up, to the surface level, and then let me see, Bauer, what is it? Baron Bauer calls us on the communicator, asks where we're at, and we don't answer because we roll. That's how we roll. And we researched Landon Corporation. They got a landing bay, but it's mostly an underground facility, small company, private trading, tied to the Diego dictator family, or some offshoot of it. Could be shady. We get there by a kind of covered tunnel highway. There's a building on the surface and massive caverns underneath their building. We talked to a very senile old guard. He thought we were with the Schmidt family because we mentioned the cover name of what's her name? Her cover name was the Widow Schmidt, and he thought we were related to the Schmidt family, and so we say that we're talking about a deal, trying to find the trade center. Let me see. We actually are admitted here. So this old senile guard admits 6 guys into the facility. He's probably not very good at his job. And we find we find lower down a passageway to a railing, and it goes lower down, and it reaches a balcony, and we hear voices below the balcony. It's a shady fellow security guys, all wearing blades, and the Widow Schmidt, alias Petra Fontana, is there. And they're discussing something about the sale of gems. And so that's where we decide to have a blade fight, no guns. We jump down strategically, surprise them. Cowboy uses tactics. And so we got a combat.
Excuse me, Pierre. Would you say that we scared the Schmidt out of them?
Yeah, we scare the Schmidt out of her.
Cool.
That's right. She's Schmidtless now. Scared Schmidtless.
Yeah.
And okay, combat. I'm trying to see. Oh, this is where I was getting all excited. My handwriting was scrawling along about the combat. Somebody was wounded in combat, and we had to. I think it was Jug. Yeah, okay. And Petra and a guy wearing glasses are leaving, and they're trying to get to their vehicles, probably to a starship to escape. And they tried to blow one of our cart tires.
I think we tried to blow theirs.
Yeah, you tried to blow theirs.
Oh, so there was like a cart chase, and Stoney retaliated by trying to break.
Chase.
Yeah. Or one behind the other. Stoney broke the glass with the mallet, and we were able to tussle with the I think it was driver on the left, Petra on the right.
Yep.
And Petra stabbed Cowboy, but the big damage I think had to do with Jug. Captain Rodrigo Captain Rodrigo was on the driver's side. Glasses guy had like a pike-like weapon. So it's a kind of strange combat with vehicles. Yeah, and then let me see. Rodrigo hits the glasses, but then we all hear that the Sparrowhawk just took off. Petra is not there yet, so she surrendered. Apparently, somebody took the starship for a spin without Petra and the guy with glasses. Verbal stabilized Jug, but is very wounded. Stony hangs on to Petra, and let me see. Bowers is calling. We still don't answer. And then Verbal tranquilizes Petra. We get back to Port Town, but Sir Bauer is there and wants to know what is going on and what happened to the Sparrowhawk. He offers 250,000 credits for Petra, but we want 500,000, and we get it. And then the Sky's Eye leaves. We connect to the local net, trying to figure out where the Sparrowhawk is going, possibly the planet Metropolis. But then the Sky's Eye, with the Baron on it, says that they've been hit and they're being boarded. So we lift off to meet them. So we have a big spaceship battle. The Sparrowhawk class ship has been boarded. Let me see. And there's some other ship here. Oh dear. Not tracking perfectly.
Sky's Eye. The
Yeah.
Sky's Eye.
No, the other one.
And the Sparrowhawk.
The one that.
What can we say about the starship battle?
It was an explosive event.
Yeah, you guys succeeded. They almost outran you, but you made hits on their drive. They escaped with Petra, and yeah, you ended up knocking out their power plant finally, and then you stayed on them.
Yep.
And then Captain Rodrigo did let Bauer know what was going on to Stoney's demise, and so they were on their way out. You finally troubleshooted and killed the last guy in the battle dress with a laser shot, which you precisioned through the floating powerless ship. Then you boarded the ship and took Fontana and another passenger. So you have 2 prisoners, and we're going to go into that here in a minute.
Yeah, and we collected fuel from the small ships so we could make a jump.
Yep.
We attempted a jump 3, which almost didn't succeed, but through combined effort, we managed to pull through.
Barely.
So we can do a jump 3.
Yeah, and that's about where we left off, right there.
Yeah.
That's where you're at.
Cool.
Good.
You guys decided to jump to Buick. You're going to go back to King Murphy, take the gem, and turn in Fontana. And that's where we left off. The jump is engaged. You're in jump space.
Right.
The other prisoner that you have with you, his name is Thomas McLeod. And he says to you that wherever he is in the room, he says to you guys, hey, I'm just a pilot. It was just a job. I'm just a pilot. The owner of the ship you killed, he was in the battle dress. So I don't know who's talking to him or what. You're about a day or so from exiting the jump.
Right.
I don't know how you're treating them. So do you have them? You have Cowboy and you have them locked in staterooms in the passenger area, and maybe somebody guarding, or I don't know what.
They are only passengers, aren't they?
They're passengers. You can have them separated and keep them in the passenger area.
No, they are our only ones that Senons we've got on board.
Yeah, you have no passengers and no cargo. You
Cool.
did not purchase any cargo. You just started on the chase.
My suggestion.
But you did. Yeah.
No, you go. That's a cool, man. My suggestion would be to keep them in separate rooms and have them only one of them interacting with anyone at any one time. Close down any intercoms or anything. Anyway, we should be able to search them to make sure they haven't brought anything on, because we don't want them planning anything.
Okay.
And
That's just my
if he
suggestion.
insists, yeah, sure. And if he says that he's just a pilot, well, we'll sort of I
I'll
say
make a
we
word
take
of it.
him to Buick to the king, and the
Yeah.
king will price him. And if the price is 0, we'll let him go.
Oh,
Sounds
Yeah,
good to me.
he says a discussion with Cowboy. I don't know who else is there. When you're talking to him, you're dealing with him one at a time, and he says more or less that, hey, it's a job. Yeah, they're a little devious. It was a cool, fast ship. I loved piloting it. Sadly, your gunner skills just got the best of us. No one ever made hits from the distances you have very easily. In all the adventures we had, it was a good job. It was a good little ship, but it's obviously gone now. And my boss is obviously dead.
So it sounds like he's got information, Captain.
What was his name? What was
Thomas
his name again?
McLeod is his name.
No, the guy,
So if we
the
kill him-
owner.
We have to take his head off.
No, the owner's
Yeah,
dead.
the
So
only one.
yeah, I don't think we need to Highlander this guy. We just turn him over. He's probably just a pilot, but it's not really our call.
But Captain, he's
One of
got
the things
knowledge
you
of other
noticed, though-
jobs. Hey,
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. He's got knowledge of other jobs. What do you think he knows that would be?
I don't know. He could have information that might be useful to us around this area.
Well, huh.
I mean, it depends on how much
you
he values his life.
Hmm. Huh. Well, if you want to try to get any information out of him, go right ahead.
Stoney will use his Mallet 1 skill. No.
Yeah.
I'll try to see if he's willing to talk about any jobs and get any data out of him. I'll spend like an hour or two with him in his locked-in room.
So he says that. He says, "Hey, are you willing to take me to the starport and let me go? I mean, and let me move about my business? So once
I'm
we
willing
get
to
to
listen
Buick,
to you spill the beans first, and then decide what happens. If you don't want
he
to
says,
spill the
well,
beans,
one of the
I'll do
things
it
that I
too."
will say is, from the moment I set eyes on this Petra broad, besides her being hot, she's a snaky biatch, as he says in his own language.
Rightio.
And
Yeah.
Yep.
I knew there was a big payout on this transport deal. The boss said that, and that's why we did it. We move elusive, quick cargoes, and petrochemicals. We got a link with the Schmidt family, as you obviously knew. So we've always once in a while made a petrochemical run from Chocolat to Glockik because it's a good Glockik.
So,
Yeah,
what
'cause
was
it's
the
a
name of your
good
boss?
score. Huh?
What was the name of your boss?
What's his name was? Well, so we'll go with the name. Rob Geenan. Rob Geenan was his name.
Right, and the ship
Rob Geenan.
and the ship that we took out was registered to him.
That would be correct.
And the ship was called what?
It's a Sparrow. I don't, Steve. I don't even actually have a name of it. It's
Just
Sparrow.
anything, maybe.
Sparrowhawk.
Okay,
The Sparrowhawk. We'll just go with that.
Okay, cool, sweet. Okay, rightio. So you said before that you'd done some very profitable jobs. So tell me about them.
Yes, we've transported a lot of elusive cargoes, things from psionic drugs to weapons and armor and weapons where it shouldn't go. And I don't really want to incriminate myself. I'm just a pilot.
I'm not a law enforcement agent. I just want to know because it might make some money for us.
He says, I might be able to help you make a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
And I have nothing to lose anymore. But at the same time, though, I'm not putting my throat out there when you're going to dump me off at a vengeance angry king who's probably going to crucify me along with Petra when I had nothing to do with stealing any gem.
Well, you did.
I just had to do with piloting and moving a product.
Yeah, you transport. That's something to do. But you see, you're an unlooked for gift. You have vital information that might be useful to this group, and if it is, we might just happen to lose you. I can't say that for sure until I check with the captain. But you need to give me something to tell.
Well,
I
I
mean,
can tell
you
you
give me
one
something-
thing right now.
One thing, one solid thing, not a if but
thing
maybe.
right now.
Yep.
If we go to certain specific worlds and you let me help with brokering and let me reach some contacts, I can fill your 64-ton cargo bay up numerous amount of times, and we can double, triple, or quadruple your profits.
Okay.
But then I need at least passage and guarantee you'll take me to safety. And I said, I can guarantee you I can do that. But I'm not going to give away those ties. And I will swear my oath or not carry any weapons or stay in your passenger cargo bay. But I'd like to at least not be in a cage or treated like a prisoner. He says, I can tell you immediately where we can go and make some connections. Because you obviously knocked me out of a job.
Don't know if that's enough information for my boss, but I can take him that. If you can give me a name of a planet, I think he'll be more than willing to listen. But if you don't want to, you take your risk.
There's a lot of things going on in Metropolis. A lot of high-tech stuff, underground.
Okay.
Totally connected to the underground market in Metropolis.
Well,
so is Petra. But Petra's a shady snake.
Yep.
You don't want to deal with her.
Rightio. No, don't want to deal with her at all. So I get up, make sure the room's locked. I'll just say to Cowboy, make sure he's fed something nice, and then go talk to the captain about this little piece of information, what I said, and I'll just leave it to the captain to decide whether he gets spaced, whether he gets delivered to the king, or whether he's worth more to us by these contacts. And I'll go back to my engine room.
Okay, well, one of the things...
oh, go ahead.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, wait, then you go for it.
Oh, I was gonna say if he's got contacts that can make us money, then yeah. He's not actually wanted. Nobody asked to turn him over, so he can just vanish like he wants, and that would be fine.
It's provided he's on the level captain. That's anything captain. She's definitely not. I wouldn't be surprised if he ain't either. But
I think we'll free him only once the king says this guy has no value. You know.
Well,
although he is an accomplice, how much? Yeah, how much money do you get for accomplices or wheelmen? Wheelmen are like they say they're never guilty.
There's no knowledge of any award for anything outside of Petra and there was never been any acknowledgement of any reward for anything beyond that.
We could always make the case that there is, so that might get him to be a little bit more fluid with his language, giving us a bit more information. I don't know.
We got a week to ask him questions.
I thought we were
You're about midway through the jump, and that's also Stoney. When you're back at the engineering area, or I would say, especially Captain Mantar, you're kind of concerned because you notice there's a little bit of a hiccup in the jump. You know that you got it right, that you're on your way to Buick.
Yeah.
But you're kind of concerned of where in the Buick system you might come out. It looks like that little burst that almost turned into a misjump that Stoney was able to stop still may have caused an out of range or a missed exit point. You're not going to exit proper. You don't know exactly where you're going to exit. And those facts are coming very apparent to you.
Yeah, translation, we could be crispy critters coming out in the middle of the star. I just want to do another check just to see if there's any other damage as far as I'm aware to the engines, please. And I'll roll a 7, so I'm not going to see a bloody thing.
As far as you can tell, I mean, you can't really see too much, but not everything seems crisp and clean. Yeah, there's not really much of anything. Everything seems to be functioning well. You seem satisfied that you stopped that burst.
Yeah.
And based on what you did see, that might have been a misjump like you've never seen before. I mean, we're talking a multiplier by a multiplier kind of misjump.
Yep.
It's something insane. So you're very, very pleased that stopped, but that's about all you have right now.
And what is anyone else doing? Verbal and Jug and Styson?
My sensors are useless in here, although I'd encourage. Oh hell. Um, I'd encourage the engineer to, listen very carefully and make sure that things are smooth. The engine has to be smooth, and it shouldn't have any chugga 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 sounds, which might mean we still have an off course or a misjump to worry about. So I can only encourage him to do that. And I don't have any ideas. Anybody else?
Yeah, Judd is going to keep an eye on McLeod. Not hard nosed, but just keep an eye on him to make sure he doesn't pull any fast ones on us.
Public relations.
So Jug is Jug is in the passenger compartment then, and so he's talking to Miss McLeod, and McLeod must be in the lounge with Jug. He's not in the stateroom, and Petra's locked up at her stateroom.
As far as we're aware.
So that would mean that it would be Jug, Cowboy, and McLeod sitting at a table. And I don't know if you're talking to him or what your discussion would be like. You're in the passenger area, and McLeod and Petra. Petra's locked up. There's no way they could have access to any other part of the ship. The ship is totally locked down. The passenger area is locked down. Only crew members can get in and out.
Mm-hmm.
Skyson's playing turret video games. He's practicing the turret,
right?
Listening to some music in his turret when he's in jump space, so it's all simulated practice. And beyond that, Rodrigo, you got this news, Captain, about the stress. You're very confident you're going to come out at Buick, but you really don't feel very good about coming out near the 100 diameter point. You don't know exactly where it's going to put you in system. You expect it to be a slight ricochet or an off exit point.
We just have to avoid the tiny hot ball or the even tinier cold balls, and we'll be okay.
You do have another issue, though. Once the jump bubble collapses, you're only going to have just over a half a ton of fuel, which means that you will only have a little more than 1 week's worth of fuel. And you only move at 1G, and once that operation fuel's gone, you're out of fuel. You're on battery power.
Damn.
Whoop. Set up
the issue with this coming out of jump, wherever it might happen, where you have a serious problem here, because you don't have fuel.
Can we just can someone just keep on verifying that Petra's in her stateroom and not doing anything? So just our attention's diverted somewhere.
Petra's kind of like she's peeking out the door and she wants to talk to Cowboy and she's like only wearing a shirt or what she's playing. She's trying to seduce. Cowboy seems to be taking to her attention too. So he's like wanting to maybe check this out and go in her stateroom. I don't know.
I say we will shut her stateroom door.
Yeah, it doesn't have. It doesn't have like a fancy Star Trek force field that goes on and off as the door.
No, but you guys have them set up where you can lock them from the outside under these conditions. Usually the staterooms aren't locked, but you did some mechanical skill and you can easily attach locks for exactly what this type of situation is. Right. So I mean, you might let her out and let her eat, and somebody's there observing them. They don't have any arms or any armor. There's not much she could really do.
I want to make sure
she could do a lot of damage through Cowboy.
If I have a hand sensor unit, well, two things. If I have a hand sensor unit, I'm going to check out Petra for any set of multiple graded hairpins in various lengths and contours. I want to check for that. And I want to take the big softcover book of shipboard regulations and go over to Cowboy and say, "Don't be a traitor," thump on the head. "Don't be a traitor," thump on the head. Just to enforce or emphasize it.
You gotta hit lower to hit his brain.
Cowboy looks up and you go, "Brother, she's mighty fine. She might be a devious little whatever, but A little bit of play goes a long way.
And think with your
Your
big head, not your little
idea is
head.
quite good, but my suggestion is we sedate her, actually shave her head off so that there's no possibility of her having a poison needle in her hair, strip her down, and then run a complete X-ray on her.
I like
Oh,
it.
and I'm the censor guy, so I'll have to do all that disgusting.
I don't know.
I
You
was
guys
being
could
brutal.
easily-
Nice.
It's
Go for it. I think she's dangerous enough that we need to take every precaution possible.
But don't do it in front of McLeod. He's got to be locked away when you do that.
Well,
Yeah,
McLeod will
okay.
see her. I mean, unless I mean,
Yeah, watch
so
McLeod's
you guys are
reaction.
gonna put McLeod in his room, and you're actually gonna do this?
I second the idea. That's my mech roll.
It's the captain's
9.
call.
Yep. So I've got the pipes all lined up so I can flood her room with an anesthetic.
really okay.
Yep. If you need it.
Did you do all that work while she was in there?
While Pierre, while Verbal was talking.
Oh, no,
it was
He just did
fantastic
he
plan.
just did a roll, electronics or mechanical, whatever. That's
Oh,
a good
yeah,
roll.
okay.
It's a 9.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
you would have to do a medical roll too.
Yep.
Which would be an easy. You're a plus
The-
2. So
Yeah,
you're
the ventilation.
Yep.
Yeah, the ventilation
to
is
supply the
pre-set.
drug through a ventilated form.
Yep.
You have
Yeah.
to transfer to that. So give me a medical
Of
roll on
course.
that. We'll see
Okay,
how
yeah,
it goes.
that's okay. I was confused for a moment, but obviously we control the ventilators, and whether it's a regular 80-20 mix of oxygen, nitrogen, or something else, that's entirely in our.
110% chloroform.
We just screw in one of those, one of those exotic gas canisters from
That's it.
Alien.
Yeah.
Sure. Medical roll coming up.
Oh my God.
Should
we
be,
killed her.
yeah. You
Oh,
knocked
look
her
at that,
out like
Verbal, come
glass. Like, I
on.
don't know how you could do any less. So
Beautiful
she's
light
out
touch.
cold. You ventilate the room and suck out all the toxins, and she's out cold on the floor. She'll be out for hours. So now you can go in and check on her out.
Okay. Hand sensors sort of want to check for metal in her hair, little devices or lockpick things.
Could be plastic.
But, you check her in and out, and she has nothing.
Shave her
It's
head.
just her body and civilian clothes.
Shave her
Cut
head.
her
Should be
hair.
more noticeable.
Cut her hair anyway.
Are you gonna
Don't
shave
let
her head?
Yeah.
Why do you want to cut her hair?
She won't be able to hide easily with a cut head. I mean, with no hair on her
Exactly.
head.
She's not
And
gonna be
she's
able to
very
hide. We're
identifiable.
turning her over. She's going nowhere.
I don't know.
Captain,
She'll be-
you shaving her head, or are you going to say no to that order?
I
advise
that's,
against it because
yeah.
I don't know.
That's overdoing things.
Don't go
She'll
soft on
be.
the scalp.
Shave
I
her
think
Don't
we-
go
head,
much with
Captain.
the hair without
Yeah.
it. So
There's
don't
a
go
new word.
That's an overdoing. He's not allowing you to shave her head. So
Yeah.
you search
Yeah.
her.
Settle down.
She's got nothing but her wit and her brain trying to figure out a route out. She is pretty
Very
much
well.
SOL.
And her tits and her everything
Yeah.
else for cowboy.
Oh yeah,
Got that.
and definitely she's definitely got Cowboy's attention.
Yeah, and there's the danger.
So
Shave her head. She
Cowboy's
won't be so
interested in
attractive.
giving her a little visit. So you got an
Hey.
issue there.
Well, I'm a medical man, but if Cowboy wants to, commit this to memory for later, that's his business. That's fine.
One more
But,
thing. One more
yeah.
thing. Can somebody rig up a fake switch on the door so that it's triggered when it opens, and simply tell her that it will flood the room with poison gas next time if she opens the door by herself.
I can do that easy. Give me a sec.
Ship walls are
Well,
all
not so
modular
easy.
and stuff. Ah, crap.
Oh, it doesn't matter. You can't do it, but you could still tell her, and she's freaked out enough where
I haven't
she
done the actual
probably
thing.
won't touch
I've made
that
up
switch.
I've taken some plastic from somewhere and I've just glued it onto the outside so she can see it. She'll think it's that.
Yeah. So that's where you're at now. Well, it is okay. So the jump passes uneventful. Is anybody going to have any more discussions with Mr. McLeod, or are you done?
I'll go back. I'll say, so my captain is interested. Your information has appealed to his more commercial nature, but he's going to want to know a lot more detail for us to not even tell the king that you're part of this little plot to steal his royal jewels. So he's going to need to know, he's told me, he's going to need to know at least 2 contact names, and I'll give you my honor as an army man, that if anyone knows Stony
You mean a
comes from the
Navy
Navy,
man, Army
no,
man.
army man. My honor as an army man.
So you're
That-
giving him no honor, is what you're saying.
Hey,
Anyway, he
doesn't know
says,
that.
he
doesn't
says, you
even
know something? I have a contact, but you have to make me sort of temporarily part of your crew. You can keep me out of your main compartments, but when we're on the ground, I need weapons.
Sorry,
I'll be
my
fighting
captain
along
is
your
not
side
prepared to do that
because
but-
you're going into
yeah.
some shady ground. He says, my suggestion here, you let the captain know this, is he says, once we get to Buick and you unload Petra this diamond, you can keep me aboard with your crew and keep me somewhat stable. You don't have to lock me up anymore once we go into business together. We go back to the Schmidt family. I could probably help bargain you a better deal. We go back to Chocolat. We bring one more load of petrochemicals to Glockik for a large amount of money. And then from Glockik, you obviously have a jump 3 capability in this little ship for some reason. So it won't be too hard to make these. We're looking at 3 jump 2s. You go to Metropolis, and that's where we'll make our purchase. And we can take that maybe even to McCracken or Red Tea or Storm, one of those other worlds, or Dome Chain. We could get the stuff at Metropolis and bring it back to Dome Chain for more money. All of these jumps, he lays it out. The contact, I can't give you the direct contact's name. I'm not hanging myself, but I can tell you what we could score. He says, I could tell you what we could score and how we could score it, and I can tell you that I'm telling you the truth. I want a little bit of a cut, though, too.
Go back to the
And
part where you said you needed a weapon. Go back to the part where you said you needed weapons.
He says, yes, he wants to be armed.
Okay,
At
I
least
will make
with the-
sure
at
you're
least with a
armed.
pistol, when he's alongside, when we're making this deal, when he's out and about with some of these deals, he wants to be armed.
Okay.
It says it's not going to be enough armor to go against you. There's nowhere I can run and hide.
Oh, there's a
Because I want you to make money, but I want a cut.
Don't worry.
I need a
I'll
cut to
take
go
all this
my
to
way.
the captain. I'll lock him in his room, take Jug over there, say, Jug, I'm going to arm him. I'm going to put a lovely little explosive around his throat. He's going to be armed.
Yeah, that's fine, but we can also disable a firearm so that it cannot possibly be fired and give him that.
Give him a weapon. Give him one of those. But I want to arm him with something that can.
He
blow
does
his
say
head
to you he doesn't need anything till we get to past Glockik. He doesn't need any weapons. He said, but I'm Metropolis. By that time, you're going to know me for several weeks. When I'm dealing with these people, we all need to be armed because if something goes shady wrong, it could turn into a gun battle.
Mm-hmm.
He says, but ideally, there's a chance for a high score when we're dealing with he says it's either weapons or high technology items on Metropolis that will go for a high demand.
Yep.
He says he could get them for bottom dollar and they can be sold for high profit. We're talking in the mega credits.
Yep. So I'm not going to tell the captain any of this because the captain's already made up his mind. I just thought I'd try to make some more, get a bit more leverage, but that's okay.
So that's where he's at.
Yep,
You do what
that's
you
good.
want. He
I'll
said,
go
I'd
back
like
to
to
the
do
engine
now.
room. Jug knows what I'm thinking.
So
thinking.
as you're talking to him, through the window, the little window on the door, Petra's like waving at you. Stony, come talk to me. Come talk to me. She wants you to come into her room and talk to her.
Stony.
It's lonely in here. I'm bored.
I'll push the intercom. You might see this little bump on the door here I've turned on. I've managed to put a little switch in here. This door opens without a code. It'll flood the room immediately with some really nasty poison, so I wouldn't want you to do anything stupid now, lady. And then I just walk off.
Well, just turn it off and come and talk to me. Look, we've gotten off to the wrong foot. I said, I'm not all bad. I have some
open, climbing
decency.
down
And,
the
you know,
ladder, closing
and
the
she's
porthole.
flirting with you now about how you're strong and how you grabbed her arm, and she's definitely working her female
I'll just put my
agenda
head
on
up
you.
and say, well, honey, your charms are going to do nothing on me. I don't like you. Actually, I don't like your sex. I'm a man kind of man. Good day. And then I close the hatch and go back to the engine room. and I'll try to start not the explosive part, but I'm going to play with either a bracelet or like a torque around a throat that can't be removed. I want to start trying to create something like that. That'll have room for a small amount of explosive, but I'm not going to touch any explosive right now.
Well, the problem is that you guys are getting close to the jump exit point, and now you're going to need to. What are you going to do? So you're not going to have time to finish this. So let's hear where everybody's at or what they're doing, because you're gearing to come out of jump. The week has passed.
Yep.
We're looking at the first week of October. So where is everybody, and what are you exactly doing right now aboard the ship?
I'm in engineering.
I think it's clear that Verbal has to be at his sensors and warm them up and get ready to find out exactly where in the system we have ended up. So I'm going to prep up for that. That's the obvious thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to pay attention to the power plant to see if I can't coax it a little bit more with the meager amount of fuel we've got. If there's any way I can increase efficiency. I won't commit to do anything until the captain gives me the go-ahead, but I'm just investigating right now.
Captain, what's up with you?
Well, I'm getting ready to pilot us on out. We're going to contact the noble in this system and turn over Petra, and I think we're going to hang on to our pilot and see if he turns out to be profitable. In any event, if he does appear to be profitable, then that'll be good. I imagine everyone else is ready to kill him if he isn't, so we'll see.
Okay. Bam! You come out of jump. Bam! The jump bubble collapses.
Oh shit,
but it's strange.
Oh god.
You feel like you're almost in interstellar space. I need some sensor rolls by Verbal.
Right.
Let's start with a sensor roll.
Oh,
you get your +2, but I think the ship is a +1 or 2 also.
Was I +3 because of the military grade sensors?
Yes. So you're a +3.
+2, +1.
Total
sensor.
roll. It's 2D +3. You got to do a sensor roll. We'll see what comes out on it.
Okay.
Yeah, you pick it up, and guess what? You definitely are in the Buick system, but there is a problem. A very serious problem. You are out around 70 AUs away from the star. And that's why the star, which is a small star to begin with, looks like a little dot. You're 70 astronomical units away. So, and which makes it at 1G, full acceleration and full deceleration, it would take you 23.7 days to make it, which is that's roughly a little over 3 weeks. You only have a little over 1 week's worth of fuel. So you are in a serious pickle.
Okay.
And you're coming up with that data now.
Yep. How many low berths we got?
You had 20 low berths right now.
Excellent. So
beacon, but then again, you never know who's going to get it.
Yeah.
You send out a health beacon.
Any planets nearby? Are there any planets?
You'd have to do another scan for that, planets or asteroids, or look for ice. Remember, you need ice water now in some sort of rock. And I'm going to need another sensor scan to see what comes up if you're going to... Because right now, you rolled to try to figure out the location and exactly where you are.
Yeah, and it's mainly for searching for water as a source of hydrogen fuel.
Yeah, you're in desperate need of some sort of fuel.
Okay,
you are in desperate need of some sort of fuel. And yes, wow. You don't know what the composites are, but you did pick up a small dwarf planet. And to your convenience, you're only about a day away from it. It's a very small dwarf, like Pluto type of planet. But it seems to be just a rocky surface.
What's a poodle type planet?
Pluto.
Oh, Pluto. I thought you said poodle.
Pluto. I didn't say I said Pluto. Except it's more of a rock. So you're hoping that there's some sort of ice deposits on it. Verbal, you also remember that you can't really scan that too well beyond that, but you remember that Thomas McLeod did mention that he was a belter and he was a prospector in one of your discussions with him when they put Petra down when you were talking to him. So that comes into your memory that Mr. McLeod has prospecting skills and abilities, and he might be able to work those sensors in that capacity better than you. So you're not able to really break down. What you're seeing is a rock, but you got a feeling there might be some ice or something on that rock somewhere.
Well,
So
I'm not letting him touch my gear, but if I can make some recordings, I can let him analyze it later from wherever he is, like probably in the
Don't give him,
stateroom.
don't give him a computer.
No. Well, what's the risk?
Well,
if
the
we
one
give
thing
him
you
the
could do is
data?
if you observe him, you could bring him and observe him and make sure he doesn't do anything because you know enough to say this is our situation or talk to him and see if he can help you. Because he's already wanting to go into business with you because he wants to move into another job and he's looking for a way to make some money himself.
All right.
The captain hasn't physically talked. I'm surprised that Captain Rodrigo hasn't had a discussion with him himself over all this time. He's letting but you're aware of that. You're aware of that because you had a discussion with him before you did all the stuff with gassing Petra and all of that.
Well, I'm not letting him on the programming side, but I'm going to let him, on the receiving and analyzing side of my sensors, and he'll have numerous peripherals such as,
So you're gonna go talk to him and see, and you guys gonna see if you'll have to let him on the bridge, but you can observe him and have a gun to him and everything else.
I swear, he's going to have numerous peripherals like a monitor, a computer mouse, and Jug's pistol on his temple. That's another peripheral.
Only one? I've got two.
Oh, even better. Dual monitoring.
Spine. One for the brain, one for the spine.
So you guys are gonna get him, and he says, really? So you get him and bring him up to the bridge. He says, you don't need to get this carried away, but fine. I guess trust has to be built. He sits down at the display and he pulls it up, and you notice he pulls it up and he says, he pulls up a scientist, an analytical thing, and he's reading the stats on it, and it's a little bit beyond you. He says, this is a dry rock. But he says, I'm confident that in these craters, in these specific spots, there is ice chunks on it. It's going to take some cutting. It's going to take some work. But chances are we should be able to get enough fuel out of it where we may even be able to fill the tanks. But it's still a gamble. There might not be either. But he says, I really believe, based on my opinion, if it's not in these, he's playing with the map. It's like a 3D graphic. He's got it up. He's moving the world around. He's zooming it in based on the pictures you took. He says these two asteroids here may have ice rock. There might be some metals or some precious metals on this rock too. Believe it or not. He says, I don't know.
We have to do something with Petra. My suggestion is we throw her in a low berth.
Yep.
Just to keep her, make sure she's completely out of our hair, because we're going to be tied up getting the ship fueled.
Yep. I'll ask the captain if I can work on a plan B.
Yeah.
So you want to put Petra on ice?
Yep. That definitely needs to happen without anything else happening.
Captain, what's your take on all this?
Yeah.
You let him up there. He's looking at the sensors. He wants, of course, he's figured out the pickle you're in. And he definitely, it's in his best interest and all your interest to survive. So he's definitely willing to help any way possible.
Alright, yeah. If you can help out, then yeah, I'm good with it. Stoney, you have a plan B in mind?
Mm-hmm. If I can work out how much of the ship we have to close down, how many people we can keep conscious to make that one week's worth of operating fuel last for 3 or 4, that might be our plan B.
Okay. Your plan B would be, okay, you're going to burn about a day's fuel to get to this rock. So you'd have about 9 days of fuel left.
Cool.
And you figured it out at full 1G acceleration. you could accelerate for a good portion of those days, and then you'd have to power everything down. And for about half your time, power everything down and coast. You're basically the Voyager now. You're gonna have to coast.
Mine was just a plan B in case this first plan didn't pan out very well.
Okay. Well,
did he just call you Captain Janeway?
What's that?
That's interesting.
So you just called him Captain Janeway.
That means I'm a female Klingon. Great.
Who called who Captain Janeway? I didn't say Janeway.
No, you said the Voyager.
The Voyager. Oh, yeah. I didn't mean that Voyager. I meant like the Voyager that's somewhere out in the exit of the solar system.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna coast, which it could take months to years before you can kick the drives back on, because you're not going at full fancy acceleration. You're going to be going at a vector, at a projectile towards in system, and then you'd have to unthaw yourself. You power everything down and coast at that vector and that speed.
That's what I got to work.
And then power everything up and decelerate to the planet with the fumes of fuel you have left. That's an option, but you haven't figured out exactly how long that's going to take yet.
No, that's what I'll be working on while trying this other one.
So what's up now? What's the move, Captain?
I think if we investigate the rock, and then if it doesn't pan out, we head on in and try to do Stoney's plan. Do we have a low berth in here to put Petra in?
Yeah, 20 low berths. They're all empty too right now.
Remember, we've stopped collecting the Pliskin bunch.
Yeah, that's right.
You thought all the Pliskin, all your low berths are
Collect all swells.
Yeah, I was thinking, I had this vague notion our low berths were full, but nope. Alright, we're gonna chuck her in like she was a Pliskin, because she might as well be. And let's go check out this rock.
As we're putting her in, I'm going to say something like, enjoy the cold kiss of oblivion.
Why do you have to be so heartless, Stoney?
It's in my name. Didn't you already guess it, sweetheart?
Okay, so Petra's now on ice. She's frozen. We'll have to do a roll to thaw her when we're done, which will be a medical roll on Verbal's part. But she is now under, and she is on ice. She's in the low berth, and you set course now to the dwarf world. So you're en route there. And now, what are we doing with Thomas? Thomas is he still with you on the sensors to scan, and you got him under observation?
Yeah, Verbal wants to make sure. Yeah, Verbal wants to make sure he's not programming anything or invading our computer with commands or anything like that. And I guess Jug would be a good public relations as a guard. And if you have more than one of those gun peripherals pointed at parts of his body to be convincing.
He's actually McLeod is just totally cool, and he's showing you, and he's kind of explaining to you what he's looking at, and he's kind of showing you what you don't you know sensors real well, but when it comes to prospecting and breaking down the components of a world and telling exactly what's what and where, that's not your forte. So you're kind of like, oh wow, I never realized that's how it works. And everything he's doing is on the up. He looks over to Rodrigo. He says, yeah, I want this ice too. I don't want to freeze it out here and waste years or anything crazy. I don't know what your plans are, Captain. I'm on board with helping this crew. And I'm on board wanting to get my freedom, make you some profits, and make me some profits. So now you can't stop him from talking to the captain because he's sitting right next to the captain. So he starts to explain all the things to the captain that Stoney did not let him explain, that he was keeping on the hush. So now you're aware of what his idea was about profit and about the 3 jumps once you're done.
I told the captain about the profit. It was the second visit I didn't tell the captain about. About the 3.
Which visit?
Second visit.
The Metropolis one or what?
No, I told him all about the Metropolis one. It was the second one I went in there.
Well,
just
he
to
doesn't
see.
bring up anything about the threats. He's trying to win the captain's opinion and trust.
Totally get it, matey. That's all cool.
Yeah, that's all he's doing.
Yeah.
He's not going to rock the boat or try to step on any crew member's feet or toes in any way. He's actually very methodical and smart. It's pretty obvious he knows what he's doing. And he explains that he was a former belter and he was a pilot in the Navy prior to that, and then before he went to work for Robert Keenan.
Yep.
At this point. So it's going to take you about a day. You're going to be burning your fuel to accelerate and decelerate. So you're using up your tanks are pretty rare, and you'll be in orbit around the world. There's absolutely radio silence out here. There is nothing. You don't pick up a beep or a ping or anything. You are really, really out there. It would be like being past Pluto on one of the dwarf planets, somewhere even past Pluto, one of the other ones. You're like 70 AUs out. Pluto's like 40. So yeah, you're damn near Oort cloud kind of shit. You're way out.
Yeah, there comes a time when in a multiple star system you're better off jumping than trying to accelerate, decelerate. That's
just
really
don't have
amazing.
the for that at all.
Actually, from the point you're at, you would be better off jumping inward than accelerating and decelerating in, because it's 23 days. You'd be better off with a 1 week jump. But the problem you have is you need to be able to gather enough ice rock to turn into fuel to make that jump. You may not be able to do that. You may have to take the long route. But if you get enough fuel to cover 4 weeks, what you need is 2 tons worth of ice. Because a half a ton is about a week. If you could get 2 tons worth of ice, you'll have enough fuel to keep the power plant running at full acceleration and deceleration to make it in the system. But if you could score a better lot of fuel, 20 plus tons, 22 tons maybe, then you could jump in. Then you could, and also that you're worried about the drives too. You don't know. They seem to check out okay though, based on that 7 roll with your skill, but you're not sure exactly what's up with them, if they're foiled up or not. You'll have to investigate those later, or you could be invested, whatever.
Yeah, that's cool. I'll be getting into my vac suit because I'm probably one of the people that's going to go out. I've got laser and vac suits, so I'll be probably cutting up some ice when we get there. Anyone else got laser and vac suit?
You're saying that? Are you up on the bridge? Are you saying it over the comms?
I'll just say it over the comms. I'll just say it over the comms.
Okay,
Yes,
and then then McLeod raises his hand. He says, "I've ran a cutter laser like a chief. His vac suits are my second nature. I come from a small rock, and I've worked as a belter for a good portion of my life. So if you need anybody to cut this ice and to do this well, I'm the guy to go with you."
Well, talking to me or talking to the captain? Because I only went.
He's talking to all of you on the bridge at the same time.
That's fine. I mean, it's a little early for me to trust you too much, but I will trust a man to not want to die. So go ahead and suit up.
Thank you, Captain, he says.
Verbal and Jack Skyson both have VAC 1.
Yeah.
So does Judd.
Oh, well,
All right. So, Captain, what are you going to do? Where are you at? What's everybody at? You are orbiting the world, and your scans are coming out. There's a crater that's of interest. I need Pierre to do some more sensors, too, to do another sensor roll.
So this is like a sensors for close-in look at this rock?
Yeah, you're taking pictures, and you're doing the same thing you did with Glockik when you were looking for the ship. So you're doing that type of work. Okay. I want to see what you roll, and I'll tell you what comes up. Because he's already got the locations he wants to investigate. Yeah, okay. And you pick up a thing that's kind of strange. It's metallic. It's metal. It's man-made metal. At one of the lower points in the southern hemisphere of the rock, you're picking something up.
Interesting.
Handmade metal, like a steel.
Could be
Possibly a satellite that's
wreck.
chucked out.
It's a wreck
Okay.
ship.
Are we orbiting it?
You're in
very
orbit.
much-
It's on the surface.
Yeah.
You're gonna zoom in on it and check it out.
Yeah, got to get a visual on that.
Okay, based on. Okay, based on your roll and based on what you just did, if you zoom in on it a little bit more, what you're finding is there's a crash ship on there. It's a crashed ship. It's about 800 ton, and it looks like it might have been some sort of passenger or merchant type of vessel. It's of a design you're not familiar with. It definitely looks. You're not exactly familiar with it, but it definitely looks like it was once a coalition ship or a human type of ship. Something maybe in the history books, but beyond that, you can't tell. Something in between a large, like, fat trader and a subsidized liner. Just a strange type of vessel.
Any battle damage?
And it's crashed. You got to zoom in again. Are you going to zoom in on the picture? I need another sensor roll, and you can see what happens.
I have recon skill.
You have recon skills. You also have electronics. Give me a roll, Jug. If you're up in your turret and you're checking it out now, once he's told you about it, you can roll for that.
Ice cream or cake?
Okay, get ice cream.
Nicely done.
Yeah. Oh, yes. That doesn't even count your skills, but you have skills. Either way, you made it. I do believe you have electronics 1, I think. I don't remember.
No, I do not have electronics. Carousing 3 and recon 1.
Okay.
George?
I'll give you your recon, so that's 11. Yeah, basically what you could tell, it looks like the drives were blasted. The front of the bridge has crashed, it is crunched, but the hole in the bulk of the ship is still intact. Based on something else that you see, the grav plates are off, but it looks like the power is still running. Like there might actually be power within the ship. The power plant might still be running. And there's a possibility that the fuel tanks aren't damaged. There'll be fuel on it. Based on what you're observed, what your recon skills have done, and your turret, your gunner ability, because you use sensors and gunners, well, that's what you come up with. So you could relay that information to the rest of the crew.
I will. I'll also give them a warning that if the power is still active, that probably means that someone is living aboard the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly, yes.
Or something.
Have this location, but yeah. So there might be a chance you don't even have to cut ice. You may have fuel in those tanks. And there's obviously got to be some sort of fuel to be running it. But remember, a fusion power plant can run life-supported fuel quite a long time if it's not running gravity plates.
Yep.
And you're looking at a
Sorry,
One word.
can I ask Jug if he sees any weapons on the ship that might be active, or the weapons out?
Good question. Do I?
Do you? Absolutely. If you do, they'd have to be pop-up turrets. Based on your gunnery experience, it looks like the one turret that might have been there was knocked out and blown out. There might have been some kind of battle or some kind of crash. Otherwise, you don't see anything else. It doesn't look like there's any type of turret. It looks like the ship. I mean, the bridge is knocked out, so it can't move or function completely. But yet, it might have some sort of habitat or life support type of setup on board of it, because it is still running.
Can either Jug or Verbal check the immediate surrounding area to see if anything's there, just in case? You know,
What are you looking for exactly?
Well,
What are you explaining?
anything that wouldn't be on a barren planet. Like, have they set up a communication beacon? Have they things moved? Are there bits and pieces like a shelter built anywhere else? Anything to indicate that something has at one time either left or come to that ship?
Nothing of that sort of nature, no. You don't see anything that you can pick up. But then there's a lot of rocks
Yeah, but that's natural. So
and stuff
I'm
that's
assuming
kind of
natural.
hard to pick up beyond that. You do have a good picture of this vessel, and you do know there's a power signature coming from it. And you do know what Jug told you about one of the turrets being completely wiped out.
Yep.
Beyond that, you don't know anything.
Right. And have Verbal detected sort of the atmospheric status of this planetoid? Has Verbal detected the atmospheric status of this planetoid?
It's vacuum.
Vacuum.
Yeah.
So
Too small to have
It's
an
a rock.
atmosphere.
There is no atmosphere.
Right. So anything that has moving
That you
should
knew right
be
away.
undisturbed for tracks and things.
Yes.
So is there any evidence of tracks or anything like that around the ship?
That you really can't tell too much. It looks like
Okay.
there might be some kind of tracks, like ATV type of things, or
Right. So something's
You know what they are unless you come down closer and land.
Or we could take the I'm already in my vac suit. We could take we've got an air raft on this ship, haven't we?
Yes, you do.
Yep, we could always
You could
take that
easily
down.
bring the air raft down to investigate and stay in orbit, but your ship could also land.
I'd rather us not actually use any more fuel than we need to.
well, you're gonna. So you want to keep it in orbit and go down in the
Because it's a small planet, it's not going to take us that long, and it's all vacuum anyway. So
You know,
we can
another
go-
thing to save fuel, guys, is you could power things down and turn
Yep.
down the grab plates and just orbit,
Yep. So
and you can be in zero G then.
Yeah, suggesting that the entire visitors level gets powered down, all the air gets pumped into the rest of the ship, and grab plates get turned off.
Well, then you would have to let what's his name stay with you guys. The power to run the ship and the life support will not drain the fuel much if the grab plates are shut off and you're not running all the rest of the power. So you don't have to do all that.
I just think it's better.
But I will give you a
Yeah.
reprieve and stretch your power
Yeah.
for quite a long time if you turn off all the gravity, because that's where your power gets sucked in. It's running the gravity and the grab plates. That's regular function. So if you guys are going to be zero G now, completely floating, eating everything. So you're going to keep the ship in orbit, but when you do cut ice or you do go down, and who's all going to get aboard the air raft? Who's going to
I'm
go
going
down?
down with my laser carbine, laser something. I think it's a carbine, not a rifle.
Who's carbine? Okay. And who else is with you? You got an air raft. You can take a lot of people with you.
Jug?
Captain, who's
Yes.
going?
Did you say, Jug,
Jug
you
is
had
going.
vac?
I have vac suit and I also have air raft.
You're the man
Yeah.
piloting this beast. That's
Yep.
cool. Do you
Captain,
have any
is
laser
going
weapon?
down?
No, I do not. But I do have.
You guys have
pistol
you have
and-
laser weapons in the ship's locker you could grab.
Yeah, but skill-wise. Sorry, Jug?
No, but I'm skilled with auto rifle and auto pistol.
Okay. Well,
You,
can
you
pilot
have
us
gun
down.
combat 0, so
Yeah.
you could still use a laser weapon. And you have a high dex, I believe. So you still get a bonus for
take
your
one.
dex.
Cool. Good. So,
So you
that's
don't
me
get
and
hit
Jug.
with the 0 skill.
Yep. Me and Jug, did the captain say he was coming down too?
Yeah, I'm coming.
Okay. So that leaves Verbal, Skyson, and Cowboy. Well, I thought Cowboy had vac suit and laser.
Cowboy has vac suit 0.
That'd be
He
enough.
has heavy weapons 1. He has rifle 2, and he has gun combat 0. So Cowboy
He can come.
Cowboy can still fire lasers
Yeah, he's not doing anything
if he
up
needs
there
to,
anymore.
but he's got I think Cowboy has a high dex, so he'd still get a bonus with the 0.
Yep.
With the lasers.
So he should come along, Captain.
But he's-
That's 4 of us.
Sounds good.
So Verbal's gonna stay. Are you guys gonna
Yeah.
lock up?
Well, he's done his work. We could always put him on ice.
But you still need him to. If this turns to be slow, you're gonna need him to go with you to find this ice.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
very delicate thing. He's got the experience, but we're also going to have to hand him a cutting laser.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you can.
Mm,
Yeah, but you could do that with Jug right ready to take him out if he tries to play a trick.
No, that's so cool.
Yeah.
You know what I
I'm
mean?
going to tell him that I've just slightly modified his life support pack. That's on the back of his and I've got a button.
Is he coming with you, or is he staying on the ship?
That's if he's coming with us.
Yeah.
I thought he was staying right now.
Don't know. It's captain's call.
Yeah,
Yeah,
out of character. Is that for real? That you're really rigging up his
No.
suit, or are you
It's all
threatening it?
bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't
have the time
expect
do
him
it.
to. I don't expect him to betray us until we get to the meet to buy or sell something.
Right.
Really.
And by which time I should
Um,
have that bracelet ready.
Yeah.
For real.
So that'd be good. All right.
Yeah.
If he wants to come along with us, he's welcome to go. But I'm not going to worry about it at the moment. Either he wants to live, so he's.
One of your vac suits, he checks it all out. He says, "Oh, he obviously is swift with vac suits. Oh my god, he knows everything about it, even better than some of you guys with skills." And he just plops it on. You've never seen anybody get in a vac suit so quick, check
That's cool.
everything
I'll
so
help
fast.
him. I'll help him put it on.
He doesn't need your help. He's already got
I'm
it on.
helping him put it on. And then I'll tell him about the switch. I said, don't even bother, mate. Yeah, I know you want to be alive, but I want insurance.
Would you knock it off? Like just
No,
just,
I can't. I've
take a
actually,
break,
I've
tough
actually
guy.
screwed it,
Just
bolted it
take
on.
a break,
I
tough
can't knock
guy.
it off.
I'm on board. Let's get this. He says, he asks, okay, he says, is there anybody that's got a laser rifle that we can set to cutting if need
We have
be?
laser carbine.
You have 3 laser rifles with power packs. He's asking
right.
for one.
I'll let the captain handle that one.
Yeah, that's fine. Wants to get into a shootout and die out here. That would be really stupid. All right.
So you give him a laser rifle and a power pack. He books it up to his thing. He puts the rifle on his back. He looks at all. He says, "All right, thank you, Captain. I'm ready to roll with you."
All
You
righty.
guys all get on board the air raft. Who's piloting the air raft?
Jug.
Jug.
Doug, give
So
me
we
a
got-
simple air raft skill roll. Your air raft +1, I believe. See what happens with that.
Sorry, for the record, we got Stoney, we got Jug, Skyson, McLeod under kind of
Skyson's
guard.
with you. No, Skyson's with you.
No, Skyson's with you. Skyson didn't come.
Yeah.
Oh,
So you
okay.
got Cowboy didn't come either, did he? So it's
No.
Jug.
Well, I thought he was coming.
Who did we say is all going?
Cap.
Go over it again with me.
Sheet.
I'm gonna write it down. so I don't mess it up.
I'd say verbal stays, but Skyson goes. Skyson has Vaxsuit 1 and some skill with whatever
Okay.
laser is.
I think
So
it's good to have-
Skyson's going.
I
Jug
thought
is
we would have
going.
2 good people on the ship, and I don't trust Cowboy with that.
Tony.
Yep.
The girl's on ice. You can't thaw her out. He can't thaw her out
You can
unless
do all
Verbal
sorts
thaws
of
her out.
things.
He's not gonna thaw her out. She's on ice. He can't touch her
I
now.
don't want a slippery floor next to her either.
I don't. I think he's got other props for that, Steve. I don't think he'd
Oh,
worry
right,
about that.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised though. Anyway,
Doug, Skyson, Tony, Captain Rodrigo's
Yeah.
going, and
McLeod.
McLeod.
My frozen beauty.
The whole
You're gonna wait for an hour. That's
Yeah. If we have to
Let's-
come back and unstick him, that would really suck. But I'm
So
sure he's not
Verbal
that stupid.
and Cowboy.
Licking the.
are
well.
still
It would be
back
like
to
it
ship.
would be like licking a cold metal street
Ooh.
pole, but worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Verbal and
I
Cowboy
don't
are on
think
the
he's that
ship.
stupid.
Right.
Okay, Jug, what was that roll? That 8 was
8.
air raffle, right?
Correct.
Okay, not a problem. You got total control of the air raft. It's a size world, so I was cutting it. It's gonna, because it's such a small dwarf world. It's only going to take you about a half hour, little over a half hour, to bring the air raft from orbit down to the world.
Yeah.
You're looking at a gravity, microgravity, somewhere between 5 and 10% of 1G.
Cool.
So the gravity's almost next to nothing.
My suggestion is that we hover around about 50 meters above the ship and just have a good close look that way first when we get down.
Okay.
Should we not
It's up to
radio?
Jug. Yep.
Should we not radio on an open frequency and announce ourselves if somebody's really in there? I mean, we should have done that from the start.
Okay, so now you're all wearing vac suits.
Mm-hmm.
Is somebody wearing combat armor vac suit?
I've got combat armor, but
wanna-
I don't know if it can fit under the vac suit. Can it? I mean,
Combat
yeah,
armor is a vac suit.
Yeah, exactly. So it'd sort of be a bit.
You don't need to be wearing a vac suit. You could be wearing your combat armor in place of a vac suit. Are you doing that?
Yeah.
So you have combat armor on.
Mm-hmm.
Rodrigo has a vac suit on.
With
Vac
reflex.
suit on. Skyson would have combat armor too. I believe Skyson has combat armor. And Jug, I think Jug has combat armor. Are you wearing combat armor, Jug? I want to know what weapons and armor you guys have. Just
Okay.
If I have combat armor, I'm definitely wearing it.
have
If I have
combat armor,
combat
so he
armor,
can wear that in lieu of a vac suit.
Right, I've got combat armor. I've got my blade. I've got my laser carbine and my large rubber mallet. I'm going everywhere
Okay.
with that large rubber mallet from now on.
Jug, you have combat armor, so you're wearing combat armor. You have anybody who has got it would be wearing it, but Rodrigo and McLeod are wearing regular vac suits. Now, who had a laser carbine? What weapons
Me,
does
I
everybody
did.
have? I'm curious.
Okay, I'll just put it
You
all
do.
in the
Point of order.
Carbine, Stony.
Yep.
McLeod has a laser rifle because you have three. One of yours from your ship's locker. And Jug has what? What does Jug have with him? Okay, blade and large rubber mallet. You don't go anywhere without your large rubber
Hell
mallet.
no. Hell no.
Point of
Oh,
order.
that's
point
funny.
of order.
Yes, Pierre. Purple.
Chemically, I don't think you could take rubber out into vacuum because it's got little pockets of air and it'll start swelling like some sort of monster movie. So you may not.
We're not going to get that. We're not going to get that specific. Here, we'll let him have his mallet.
I'll
if he
hit
wants.
something. It'll be absolute zero, and I'll just crack into a million pieces.
Yeah.
It'll
I'll
shatter the plastic.
I'll
It's
be
cold.
totally upset about that.
Yeah. That natural rubber, neoprene's a little different.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm
So,
assuming
Captain
it's some
Rodrigo,
sort of
you got an
artificial.
issue. If you take your shotgun, you're in trouble. You can't really fire your shotgun or your auto pistol or your revolver if you need it on this
Unless you
planet.
have fast acceleration.
Yeah, unless you want to accelerate off the world again like you did last time. So are you
Yeah.
going to take something out of the ship's locker, like a laser carbine or laser rifle?
I guess I could take a laser rifle, but I remember the vac suit problem where I had to use a gun to propel myself back. So having the shotgun strapped on my back makes him feel a little more comfortable running around in the back.
Right. Fair enough.
Okay. So you have one of the laser rifles. And who else do we have? Jug has you got the same problem, Jug. You have an assault rifle and an auto pistol. You don't have a gauze rifle or a snub rifle or pistol, something that would shoot like that. So you're probably going to have to take the other laser rifle also.
Fine. I have the other laser rifle.
Okay. And Skyson has a laser rifle himself. So everybody has laser rifles.
Mm-hmm.
that's the
It's if
item
need
of
be or
choice
whatever.
for mining.
Yep.
Huh?
I say that's the item of choice for mining.
It is, and we'll
Yeah.
be facing something that needs slug pistols.
And laser rifles are pretty powerful weapons, so
I-
that's not an issue.
I am wearing my
So did you-
reflect underneath my combat armor, sorry.
I'm not going to allow that now because of the situation in the cool. You just have your combat armor on.
Huh?
I'm going to hard nose that. Everybody has combat armor, and Rodrigo and McLeod have vac suits, which would act as cloth.
Fine.
So all of the more military guys, Jug, Skice, and Stoney are wearing combat armor, and Rodrigo has vac suit, and McLeod has vac, and everybody's armed with laser rifles. So you're above now. What did you do? Are you landing? Are you hovering and examining?
doing some recon?
Yeah,
What are we
should
doing?
we should probably circle it in the aircraft and get eyes on it before we go down there.
Okay.
Seems like a good
And
idea.
on our guy with recon, could give me a recon roll, 2D plus 1. That would be Jug. Jug's got the
Okay.
recon skill, so he could tell you what's going on or give you a closer look at it. Oh, you know, there does seem to be a mist or a haze, like somehow, like the solar wind kind of blew some sand, and you really can't tell anything more than there's the ship right there. You don't see any tracks. You don't see much of anything. You do see that it looks like there's a makeshift entrance, and it almost looks like it was man-made, like a airlock, like it's been built since it's been crashed. That's all you see. Like that's an entry point.
Jerry, how are you handling Jot?
Jack of all trades. Do you have Jack of all trades?
I have Jot 1. Yes, I just want to know how you're handling it. Is it
Okay. Give me a 1d6 roll. A 4, 5, 6. Let me see. Give me a 1d6 roll. And what are you going to use it for? And what are you trying to do?
all I'm trying to do is just do a recon to observe what's down there.
Rolled under, so it's only a -1. If you would have rolled a 4, 5, 6, I would have given you 0 skill.
Okay.
So you're going to do a recon skill at -2. You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
Because you
yeah.
have GOT 1.
Yep.
So it takes 1 off the penalty. So if you want to do a better recon skill in his place, you're using your GOT.
No.
You have nothing.
Got,
You got
got
nothing.
slightly better numbers, but still the same result.
Yeah. So yeah, I do a 50-50, and then half of that, I mean, you can get the 0 skill and do a roll, or you get the minus the GOT skill from whatever you're trying to do,
Rightio.
and you fail both rolls.
Yep.
Can't tell nothing either. Jug would be the recon guy to be able to tell. So your option is to land and get closer, or what are you going to do?
I'll just tell the
Okay,
captain I concur with Jug's evaluation of the situation.
Alright.
Which means you're both clueless.
Yeah.
But it sounds really important.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, man the turrets.
Everyone who can is down here with us.
Yeah. I guess.
I think we're set up proper. We got the humble miners surrounded by powerful military dudes with the same weapons, it seems, and surrounded by the big ship outside in orbit.
Yeah. I'm not worried about him. I'm more worried about the crazy reavers that might be living down there. Well,
Should I not? Verbal is strongly suggesting we should try to initiate regular radio contact with this thing rather than knock unannounced. You know.
yeah, that might be a good idea. All right. We'll have the ship try to contact them.
All right.
Give me a
with your
roll. Give me
permission,
a roll.
Captain.
Verbal
For what?
on your
For
sensors.
sensors.
Same
Okay. I'm trying to do the standard, announce that we're here and we're, we're asking for identification.
We are Borg.
So, that worked out super well.
Brad.
And you have nothing, man. It's radio silence. You're putting a message up to them, but radio silence. No responses. No anything.
Really?
Anything
Okay. Well,
you put
I
down.
to be sporting, I say we are going to. Is it okay to reveal that we're approaching their position? We don't want to be unannounced. We want to be polite and.
And you
mannered.
can reveal whatever you want. Nobody's either listening or even on.
No, but I mean,
You
I
got
gotta
radio
follow.
silence.
I gotta follow the captain's lead if we can actually announce that we're going there. So I say we are approaching your position. Over. We are not hostile. We come in peace.
Shoot to
Sky-
kill, shoot to kill.
Yeah. Well, there's nobody at the turrets right now, but they don't know that. So we say we come in peace. Over and out.
You can say whatever you want. Nobody's listening. And
Damn.
now you guys can either land or you could stay floating and not be able to tell anything.
Well, Jug?
I think we should land the ship nearby because if we're orbiting, we'll be out of contact half the time.
Yeah,
Can I just...
you're going around, and the order right now was to stay in orbit and save fuel until you know you have fuel. That's why you took your route down.
Did Jug see any evidence? Was it clearer, or can he see what we thought were ATV tracks and where they were leading?
Based on that last low roll, no, he doesn't see anything right now. The best option you have is to land, and you might be able to tell more once you're on the ground. And it is a vacuum. So you're all in your vac suits. You're in an open top air raft. 5 of you are in the air raft.
Yep. Well, I've got my gun in hand, and I'm ready whenever the captain says go.
All right. I guess we're not getting any response back, so let's go for it. We hop on out of the air raft and head on over to that airlock thing.
Okay,
Yeah,
you land down, and on the belly side of the ship, you do see what looks like a man-made airlock. It looks like it opens real easy, like it was built from components or parts, and it's got like an old-fashioned turn latch. And it's attached to the wreckage of the ship. It looks like you could easily enter it, and like there's some simple makeshift buttons and levers on it. So you can easily release it. Based on what you see, it's got a release air pressure lock, and it looks like it's not lockable. And you do see, once you land and you see that, then you see footprints and stuff scattered around and about.
Someone
all
didn't
over on the
survive
ground out of this
this.
hatchway. And it looks like little buggy tracks that are going all over the place that are from around there. In fact, you see like a little moon buggy. Looks like it's battery charged, parked alongside one of the the latch that goes on in. And one of the things you do notice about it is it looks like it has a gun mount on top of the buggy. Like it could mount some sort of a laser projectile type of weapon. But there's no weapon on top of it. And the buggy's alongside the latch.
They might be using that for mining. I doubt there's any womp rats to shoot out there. But you never know. Alright, let's head on into the airlock and see if we can get that thing open.
Don't even need to roll. It's real easy to open. You guys can all enter it. There seems to be dimmer lights. It's real easy to close, and the lever would repressurize it. So now you do that. There's a temperature set, and then it would open, and then there's another latch that would go into the ship. So you guys are able to do all that without any problem. The vessel.
Okay, I've got my weapon in my hand, my laser carbine, just in case, if I'm inside the ship. Who actually has laser carbine skill apart from me?
It's laser weapons, I believe. Okay. Who all has it? Let's see. I believe it's
we should go on the
you
front.
have it. Got laser weapons too.
Who has?
Yeah, Skyson's got laser weapons too.
Okay, so we should perhaps be in the front. Is anyone else who's down on the ground got tactics?
Skyson has tactics.
Perfect. Okay. Well, I guess him and myself and
No,
Skyson.
wait a minute. No, that wasn't. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Skyson doesn't have tactics.
No.
That's Stoney who has. I mean, that's Cowboy who has tactics.
And he's on the ship.
Sorry. The closest military skill you have would be Jug with recon, and in some instances, I can use recon in place of tactics.
Yeah.
I will.
So, you want to be up the front here with me, Jug? Or you want to be with the captain?
Jug?
Do we lose him?
He's there in the room.
Yeah, he might have stepped away for half a second.
You talking?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, you.
Yeah. Are you going to be with the captain, or are you coming up front with me?
Okay, I'm coming.
Okay, cool.
Coming.
Because you've got recon, which is our best shot at tactics if we need it. Okay.
Okay,
Rightio, we'll start
okay, this
moving in.
opens. You're in the ship now, and it opens into a large type of room. You do see vac suits that look like they were worn recently, and what's kind of strange is it does feel kind of misty, like there's moisture, and it seems like there's lights and like there's plants that have grown on the walls.
Right.
It's kind of weird, and like there's a mist or a moisture and a mist system.
So everyone prepare for some sort of Mad Robin Caruso guy or female. And if he talks to a boar, just take it as normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, son.
Yeah. I'll move in just a little bit through into the room just to do a quick scan around. My weapon is at my hip. Ready to
The room is about 20 feet in diameter, like a square, and it looks like at one time it might have been a lounge of some sort, or a staging room, or a hatchway, like an entranceway. But I mean, it's definitely been turned by engineering. It's obviously they built it, whoever's here or whoever was here, into a hatch entry point, because the ship is no longer mobile. It'll never take off. It's part of the ground now.
Right.
So it's definitely been some facilities.
Yeah, apart from the obvious exit way I came in, is there any other exits out of the room?
There's a hallway straight ahead, and there's a it looks like another door and a latch to the left and to the right of you, straight in front of you.
Right,
There's
so,
lockers, vac suits, and scattered stuff.
Yep.
But you definitely noticed.
Notice the plants on the walls.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Oh, and like a little watering, nurturing system.
Yep. Yeah.
And you also notice it looks like cutting equipment, like maybe they're ice mining for ice to keep the generator going, and some of the other things, like they may have a link on some of that. So it's definitely curious about that.
Okay, the corridor that I can sort of go straight ahead, is there glass in the door, or is it just a total door?
There's no door. The door, it's open. It looks like it goes down a corridor, like the staterooms or other parts of the vessel.
What can I see down
and
that
everything's
corridor?
lit up.
Yeah.
With sort of like a sprinkler. There's sort of, it looks like hoses with like a. They're like dirty plastic hoses with little pinpoint holes for water to sprinkle out mist onto the plants. Okay, and it looks like they makeshifted the plants for air to create it's sort of like they're using the generator. They've created a system of like a habitat type of system where they, like a food web or a food chain. So it's going from the plants are producing air, they're producing carbon dioxide. The temperature is moderate.
Right.
We're talking, I guess you're 20 to 30 Celsius, 60 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay.
So the air is breathable. It tests as breathable.
Yeah, I'm not going to take my thing off yet. Just want to know, down the corridor, I haven't gone into the room to look down the other side ones, but I'm hoping that Jug will look down the right while I look down the left when we get there. Is there any evidence of any exits leading off the corridor that's immediately obvious, or would I have to get in the corridor to see that?
You'd have to go down the corridor, but there's doors, and it looks like could be possibly stateroom doors to the left and the right, all the way down the corridor.
Right.
The corridor is kind of wide. It's about 4 to 6 feet wide, and it's long and narrow. This is, this was a large kind of ship.
Yep.
I'd say it was around 800 to 1,000 tons, somewhere in that ballpark, with what's left of it.
We've got several levels then, probably. Just give feedback everyone the information what I've seen, and then I say to Jug, you look down the right, and I'll look down the left. Just to see what.
Closed, you'd have to open them.
Okay. Do they look like they are going to be openable by electronics? Are they going to be openable by winding them?
It looks like it has a simple manual latch on it. It looks like a lot of the electronic doors have been shifted to old-fashioned sealable latches, but they're made and they've been. It's definitely, this thing's been here a while, but the generator's still humming along basic power.
Okay.
Even though it's way far out.
Yep. So
it's really
well then,
strange.
I'll just hold my hand up for Jug. We'll do this one at a time. I'll quickly have a look down, move over. If nothing's in my way, I'll jump down and attacks me. I'll look down the left corridor or left door past there. Like, I'm not going to stand right in front of it and open. I'm going to be cautiously.
Okay.
You
So
know,
you're on the
side.
left door, right, and then Jug's on
Yep.
the right. Is that
Yep.
what I heard? So
Yep.
Jug's going to open the other door onto the right.
After I've done my one. Yeah, we're going to do it one at a time.
You look over and you give him the arrow to open that other doorway. You look down. They also look kind of like a hallway, but without stateroom doors, and it curves and wraps around.
Okay.
Okay, Jug, you open up the door, and the minute you
I'll
open the door,
close
the
mine.
hallway.
Just
You
saying,
close yours.
mine.
The hallway
Yep.
curves up, and you hear a noise like a hover type of noise. And the next thing you know, it's from 20 diameters away, or I'd say around 15 meters is about where the road curves. It looks like a combat bot turns around the corner. Intruders, 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 identify yourselves. Intruders, intruders,
Shut that
identify
door.
yourselves. And it's definitely a bot. It's a combat bot.
Yeah.
And it's
yeah.
coming around the corner, and it's mounted with some sort of weapon. You can't exactly tell from the blinks.
Yep.
And it says, "Freeze, intruders! Freeze! You are intruding in private." And now, what's your response? What are you going to do here?
Bringing
Coming
out
around the
my
bot.
laser. If Jug's not already doing it, I'm bringing out my laser, and I'm going to be shooting at the what I think.
You don't
is
have
the
you
sensors.
don't have a response. You're across the room at the other door. And This
Okay.
is Jug's turn. It's Jug's response.
Shut the door.
Yeah.
You're going to see if you can shut the door and latch it. That's about it. When you open the door, did you not step into it a little bit,
No, I did not.
or no? So you're going to shut and latch the door
Danger.
and see if that'll do.
Yeah.
Okay. And latches the door. Now the bot is coming towards the door, and it's going to unlatch the door and open the door now. So you did that, which it can do from the other side. So now the bot will be open. The door is going to be opening. The bot is like hovering, and it has tentacles like hands, and this is all manual. So the bot opens the door, and it enters into the room now that you are all in. You are all aware of the bot.
Yeah. How long does it take for the
You're
bot to
all
open
able
the door?
to position yourself. What are you all
Okay.
doing?
I'm on the ground kneeling underneath it, basically, or not underneath it, but about 10 feet away from it, but from a downward angle, so I'm looking up at it in the hope that if we give too many angles for it to attack on, we limit the chance that it takes us all out at once.
Yes.
Yeah. Captain's gonna hit the floor and fire at it prone.
You all have surprise and advantage because you latched the door, you knew it's coming, it opens the door, it's one combat bot, it's sitting right there, and it's coming towards, so there it is right there, and it's now, you're all about 5 to 10 meters away, so you're at short range, but you're not at close range, so you're within that pistol type of range, and you can all take your shots at it now, one at a time.
Yep.
For all I care, let me
What penalty do I get if I'm trying to hit what I believe to be the sensor area?
Well, you could just shoot at it, and I'll tell you what happens.
Okay.
I can't tell you what you're just going to shoot at it, and I will. Yep. It's just like in Traveler, we're not shooting at an arm or a leg; we're just shooting at the victim.
Okay.
You don't worry about specific damage, and it's going to have stats similar to you rolled an 11. What are the? Oh my God.
Yeah, I get +3. 1 for the skill and 2 for my dex.
1 for the skill and 2 for your dex. Let me get to the handouts. Let's pull up the handouts now and look.
Sorry, I'm using the old book. I didn't use the new book. Sorry, it might be different for that.
In the old tables, we're not doing anything different, so that's right.
Okay.
You could use the old ones. I switched everything back. We're using the old stuff. +2 for your dex. That's right.
What I've done there, I believe, is my total bonus.
Okay. Your total bonus is 3, which is 11, and you're using a laser weapon.
Laser carbine.
It's 11.
Yeah.
Laser carbine, and let me find out what this thing is. So I got to figure out. That would be.
I typed out all the stats before. I can actually copy paste it for you.
Yeah, but we don't know. We're doing armor reduction. You guys, right now, I'm giving you the choice. Are we doing armor reduction, or are we going to do armor as a modifier to the hit?
I prefer
Choice.
either, but it's your game. You decide, matey. I'm happy.
Oh, I want
to
you to decide, and I'll go either way. I'm giving you a choice.
We got a couple unskilled people, so arm damage reduction might be better. We'd be more likely to hit.
Okay.
Hit reduction.
Okay,
with,
then it's
two
definitely a
unskilled
hit.
people. Yeah.
It's definitely a hit. It might not have been a hit. We're going armor reduction then. Fine, we're going to do that. Okay, we're going armor reduction instead of armor. That is a hit. You could roll 5d damage.
Okay.
Tell me what you rolled.
To the gods of ammo. Not much.
Okay. 5d damage. Let me get back to the thing. I got this other thing. 19 points damage. Minus 12 because it's like combat armor. This robot's like a combat armor.
Yep.
So that's what is that? That's 7 points damage that you did to it. So who else is firing? You all get a shot at it. 2d6. You're at optimal range. It can't hide. It just came in the door.
Yep.
All right. I will take a shot. I have no skill, so that's going to be a penalty.
So you'd have to, I believe, get a straight 2d6 or two. You need to get a straight 8 or higher.
Yeah.
To hit this combat robot.
All right. Nope.
You don't hit nothing. Your laser misses it completely. Now Jug's turn.
I have a 9 dexterity. Does that give me a bonus?
I think it's
That gives you +1, yes. And you don't have laser weapons? What are your skills there?
He doesn't have laser.
That's a hit. You can roll 5d damage, and we'll see what happens with that.
Cool.
You're all blasting it all at once.
Double sixes. Oh.
3 points of damage. So we got 7. You got 10 points of damage. It's still functionable.
Yep.
And then Skyson, which is Pierre, he can roll. You have laser weapons too. I think you get a +3 to your roll at this optimal range. It doesn't undercover or anything.
Text 1, yeah. Okay. So laser rifle. Oop. Fail.
Come on.
Fail. He misses. And it's McLeod has a shot at it too right now. And McLeod, I will roll for him, and I'll tell you if McLeod gets to hit it. Himself. And now the robot gets to fire back. And the robot is mounted. I'm sorry, God, that's true.
Yeah,
you guys all have surprise. You get a second round at it.
Oh,
the robot doesn't have a chance. My bad. You're right. You're absolutely right.
I thought I'd
You do. No,
combat.
you have surprise. You have the advantage. You're all down in the ground positioning. You all get a chance to fire one more time.
Yeah. It burst into an unknown room. It didn't know where we were positioned, so we had the surprise.
No, you absolutely are correct. I'm wrong.
Right.
I totally was going to skip that.
I'm
wrong.
I thought I'd missed something. That's all.
We're going damage reduction, so we're going off the table.
Okay.
You didn't miss nothing. You are correct. You have surprise. You knew it was coming. Jump ticked you off. That's a hit. Do another 5d damage. You're going to start shredding it pretty quick. You've already done 10 points of damage to it.
Not really. No.
And that's 16. But remember, combat armor is 12.
12.
So that brings off 4 points of damage on top of that. So that's 14 points of damage.
Come on, guys.
And now Skyson can take a swing at it. He gets a +3, I believe, to the hit. You guys are all just going to blow the thing away.
Possibly.
But we'll go through the process of it.
In Star Frontiers, a robot might spark. It might start running in circles and reciting the Gettysburg Address. That's actually in the book. Crazy robot.
I thought that was Gilbert and Sullivan.
Oh, great! Oh, I love Gilbert and Sullivan. This guy in university turned me on to their performances of the local group, and So will he sing the one about being an Englishman?
Mad Dog's an Englishman.
Yeah, so it'll be like Hal. It'd be like Hal 9000 slowing down, but with Gilbert and Sullivan.
So you're all in position. We got to keep this going. We need some rolls.
Okay.
Skyson, you got to roll for the hit.
Sure, this time I'll do it. I don't want to be
Come on.
+3
Come
laser.
on. There
Yes.
you
Okay,
go.
good. Roll 5d damage.
5d6 damage.
You've got to make at least
Yes.
13 to do a point of damage. That's
Oh,
good.
and it does more. It does another 4 points damage. So we're up to 18, I think, at this point.
Yep.
Now let's Rodrigo and Jug each get a shot, and then McLeod. Need to keep the dice rolling here, and we'll get this taken care of.
Okay.
Rodrigo completely misses.
I'm
Jug,
ducking from
your
the
turn.
captain.
Should have brought my shotgun. I did have it.
And Jug misses.
Okay,
Alright.
McLeod.
And
It is.
gosh, so does what's his name misses too. McLeod misses. And now the robot gets to fire on you guys.
Yay.
Boom, and that's a hit with the laser rifle. That's a
Yep.
random hit. And we will figure that out in a minute. And I think that's the only shot it gets. Well, actually, we're going to give it 2 shots.
Yep, go for it. Boom.
Those are 2 hits. For its turn, it's going to get 2 actions, which would be 2 return fires.
I'm right
So
in
there
front of
are
it.
2 hits. And
Just
let's see,
saying.
there's how many of you? There's 5 of you?
Yeah, but
How
I'm
the
right in
hell
front
have
of
we
it.
figured out who it hits here?
1d10 divided by 2.
All right. In
Or-
that
or
order.
you-
The order is Jug, Skyson, Stony, Rodrigo.
You could always just do 1d5 in the roll 20.
Okay. You can do 1d5. 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5. Jug is first. Skyson is second. Stony is third. Rodrigo is fourth. And McLeod is 5.
Okay.
But remember, you guys are also doing armor reduction.
Right.
And you're really going to want... if you hits anybody, you're going to want them to hit the guys with the combat armor. So how do I get to the dice roller? Let's get to the dice roller. 1d5. You actually can do a 1d5 in here.
Yep, you can do 1d1, 1d4, 1d3, all sorts of weird ones. I haven't tried 1d something decimal.
I'm just going to go with 1d10,
All good.
and we'll go from there.
Yep.
Hang on. And boom, let's see, what do I roll? The first
Number
one,
two.
I don't
Number
need a
two.
plus. Let's get rid of the plus. Hold on.
Oh.
Let's do that over, because I had the plus on there. We're gonna
Oh,
start
joke.
over. 4.
Number 2.
That would be Skyson took a hit. And the next one, because 1 and 2 is Jug.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 and 4 would be Skyson, and on it goes.
Oh, crap.
4. Oh, no! Skyson took 2 of the hits.
We may be looking for a gunner.
Oh, shit. Can't kill Skyson. Let's see, that would be 5d6. It's a laser weapon.
I'm in combat armor.
Oh, 17 points on the first hit.
5 damage.
On the second hit. Skyson
And-
has combat armor on, which reduces 12 points from both of those. So that would be... Not yet. No, he's not dead.
No, but got 2
We're playing
holes in his
damage
combat
reduction.
armor.
So he'd be dead if we weren't doing damage reduction. He would be dead.
But we need to fix his armor
But we're
before he
doing
goes
damage
out into the
reduction.
atmosphere. Or lack of.
Yeah. So he's taken what's 12 minus 7 is 5, and 8 minus 6. He's taken 11 points damage. And what are his stats? He may be out.
Well, the first
I
one would be
put on
5.
my sheet. I put on my bow and info
I
for
had the
everybody. I
sheet.
got 10 strength, 10 dex, 9 endurance.
So,
His endurance is reduced to 0, and his dex is reduced to 2 points down. So he's down to an 8. He's down to a 0, 8, 8.
How do I show it on the sheet? Probably 880
We'll just write
now.
it down, and I'll let you know where he's at. Don't worry about showing it on the sheet. For right now, he's A8. What did you say? A9? 0, 8. So he's A80 right now. So he did take 2 brutal hits. He would technically
if
be
it's,
unconscious.
Sorry, if it's 11 hits, the first 9 would take out my endurance, and then
Yes.
1 off of each of the others. That'd be like 990 now.
You can do it that way too if you want. I was gonna go 8. I was gonna go 10, 8, 0. I was just taking 2 off the decks, but you can do
Oh,
that.
okay.
Yeah,
10,
if you want
8, 0.
You're playing him. If you
Yep.
want to do that for now. The armor saved his ass. He'd be done
Oh, but I
otherwise.
lose the. Am I going to lose the dex bonus if I'm down to 9? I'm going to go 990.
No, it's only it's only until you fall unconscious or die. It doesn't adjust.
Yeah,
your
it's just gonna.
attributes.
It just counts towards damage. Actually, to see if you're unconscious or not, you can give me a dex. You can give me an endurance roll, and your natural dexterity was 9. So give me a 2d6 plus 1 for 8 or higher. We're going based off of your natural endurance. If your natural endurance goes below that, you would be unconscious. So no, you're not unconscious. Geist is still up and active. He's still able to respond. He's still able to combat. But he's not going to be able to fire this next round because he's taken so much damage. He's kind of he loses to return fire round. Yeah. But at this time now, everybody else can return fire on this robot. Skyson's took on the brute of 2 laser hits. And he suffered the damage.
Okay, who's going first?
So there's a round to fire back at it.
Yep, guys.
All right. Let's see. Yep, complete miss again.
Complete Rodrigo's useless. He hasn't hit nothing.
I'm rolling terribly.
It's a goddamn laser carbine, Captain, not a ray gun.
Yeah, he's like a stormtrooper with a laser weapon. Honestly, Rodrigo.
Yeah. With the exception that I wasn't ordered to miss by or anything. So.
Okay.
Doing terrible.
Okay, so we got another set of rounds. That would be Skyson, and it would be Stony. Skyson can't fire. And Jog and Cloud.
Very true. Do you want to do McLeod first, just because he's as NPC?
Want me to do McLeod?
Yeah.
McLeod's got some skills. He gets a +2 to the hit. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm rolling that. I had that screwed up.
Would be nice.
5D plus 2. McLeod hits.
Awesome hit now.
McLeod hits.
Awesome damage. Come on.
Now the damage.
At least 4 6s.
And I'll tell you, the robot's already taken.
That's what I call damage.
Oh, freaking McLeod sizzled it. It's dysfunctional. The laser arm dropped. There's still power surging and sparks coming from it, but that blast pretty much, and the head's kind of spinning and it's spinning around. It's still sort of functioning, and then the words now are, how the sentences are out of order. Please intruder. It's just totally scatterbrained. We could do one more shot, and who would shoot? Jug, take one more shot at it.
Just did it.
Oh, Stony did. All right.
Yeah.
Roll another 5D just for fun.
Oh, 1 point of damage.
Okay, it doesn't do a lot of damage, but it's enough to sizzle it, and it sizzles it, and it starts to diffuse its power and stop. But there's still some electrical something going on, but it doesn't seem like it can move or do anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to quickly go over to it and rip out the power core, if I can.
Yeah, you can.
Stop it.
You go in there and totally defuse it. It's totally out. And you have an issue though. Anybody have medic? Your medic's on board the ship, I think.
Yep.
Captain Rodrigo has medic 1.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do you really? Okay. Well, the one thing you're going to need to do is stabilize Skyson in the meantime.
Alrighty, I will roll for that without my medic kit. Hopefully I don't roll as badly as when I was shooting. There we go.
What did you roll? I didn't even see it.
It hasn't shown up yet. Oh, hey.
Oh,
finally
yeah.
I get a good roll.
God, that's a long time.
You can, we'll say temporarily his stats are 8881. So he's got 1 more point added to his endurance. He's stable, but he's hurt. So he'll be okay, but he just can't take too much damage at once. So he's okay for the time being.
That brings me up to what stats?
You're 881 for right now. Until you get aboard the ship and get healed, Skyson is taking some pretty powerful hits. The armor saved your ass.
I was 10-10-8. Why are you taking 2 off each of strength and dex when you said
No,
8-8-0?
you're 10-8-0. Now you're 10-8-1. But you're
Okay.
stable and you're patched. You're not gonna like bleed out or anything strange.
Which you can't in Traveler anyway. But he did a medical roll to hold you in place. But what you really need to do is get back to verbal and get a full blown treatment, and you're going to need some rest to get those
Okay.
stats back up.
I'm gonna try
Fine.
again to get rid of that goddamn power pack.
And then you guys look up to the other doorway, and there's a
Revelation.
man standing there.
Can't
He
get
looks
that.
like he's got a spear. He doesn't have a shirt on. He's just got pants on, and the man looks kind of like he's an African American man with weird white hair and a long, weird, windy white beard. He's got this spear-like stick. He's not aiming any weapons. He doesn't have any weapons. He's just staring at you. And he goes, "Oh, you killed Sam." Oh, and he's all sad. "You killed Sam."
Oh well, it
Sorry
wasn't a
about
big
that.
four guys. It was a robot. Yep.
Ah, well,
He
Sorry
seems a
about
little
that, but he
cracked.
was
He's
shooting
not
at
trying to
us.
fight you or anything. He's just standing there.
Yep. And I'm still trying to get this damn power pack out of it. Have not been successful.
I'm sure we can patch Sam back
power
up.
back on it, but you defused the power already.
The robot's gone.
Yeah, that's gone.
Yeah.
But I just want the power out of the power pack.
Skyson
Oh.
tries a diplomatic phrase, and he says, "It came at us. We had to fight it, but if everything's all right, we'll put it back together."
He says, "Who
Stony
are
shoots him a
you?"
dirty look.
He looks. He says, "You are people. I have not seen people for a long time."
Yeah, we're
Is he
people with
crazy
big
looking?
bang
Is he
bang
like?
guns.
He
Does
looks
have, like-
a little cuckoo. Yeah,
Yeah.
he looks a little cuckoo. He looks like he may have been here by himself for a while, or you don't know if there's more people here. Or he looks a little bit off. He's very perturbed that you took out Sam as combat robot.
Somebody make talk with one of his personalities, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't ask Stony that. He's still trying to pull this bloody power pack out of the thing.
Yeah, don't we have someone with steward or carousing or something, some kind of social
That would
skill?
be Jug. Jug has carousing 3, I believe. Jug might be able to talk to him if he wants to, or find out any information, or ease
Try
his
to
mind.
talk. Yeah, try to talk this guy down from leaving that spear around.
I will. I'll ask him what songs he taught the robot.
X.
There
Well,
you go.
Jug's natural touch, kind of with his carousing ability, calms the man down. And he says, "Can you fit?" And he says, "Wow, you're people." He says, "I have not seen people. Where do you come from? Are you real?" He's just like he just seems kind of off, but he's definitely calm. And he's old and frail, and you can tell he can't do much with the spear.
Good time to ask if there's any cargo on the ship.
Yeah.
Oh, not my cargo. He says, "Just my home, just my village. I've made this my home. We crashed here a long time ago. Many have died, and I've been here for the last few years. This is home. This ice rock in the middle of nowhere."
Well, we're here to rescue you now. So
I'll ask him
you're,
to show me his home. Give me the tour, please. I'm anxious to see, the success you've had.
So he does, and he takes you on through. And one of the things you do notice is there's a room that's closed up, and there's skeletons and stuff in that room. This is the room of the deceased. This is where their spirits are. I come here and talk to them sometimes, he says. And he's actually, it's all makeshifted. And he says this is sad. He's got one room where he says that was his spouse or partner who's just recently passed. He goes through every corridor and every type of thing. He shows you the generator, and the power plant's still functioning. And it's pretty amazing how he's makeshifted it into a habitat. And it's been going on and supporting him. And he's got sort of a garden and vegetables. And he walks you through the whole ship.
Okay,
There doesn't seem to be too much. But what are you guys forgetting?
I'm crawling all over the power plant and the fuel lines, if there's any. I'm crawling all over that. And
Okay.
there is my roll to see what I can see. A 12.
Oh, I'll be son of a gun. There are. Let's see what happens here. Up fuel tanks that are loaded with 18 tons of hydrogen in the fuel tanks, but not quite enough for a jump, but plenty for a lot of maneuverability.
Mm-hmm.
So you're picking up 18 ton based on your experience. You now are examining. You could easily bring the ship down and load up your fuel belly, but you don't have enough to make a jump. But then again,
Not
though,
yet.
that's where you're at.
Yeah, not yet.
Huh?
Not yet. So I'm going to ask the guy, a great spirit of the sky ship that's on the ground, where did you get the fuel?
Oh, I buggy over the hill to the valley, to the rock.
Right.
There in the valley, that's where I bring my ice.
Right. Perhaps we could go on a pilgrimage.
Why
over
you want
there.
to? You want to see? You want to come with me?
Yes, I do.
I lean over to McLeod and say, "This guy's our most valuable new crew member." Sorry,
McLeod
he passed you.
Hearing that, I pull up my glove and
Captain,
say,
whatever works, sir.
Yeah.
Whatever works.
I look at the captain
Captain's
and say,
already
now,
he's
Captain?
already showed you respect, McLeod, as if he's working for you. Whatever works, Captain.
So I've got my glove
Yep.
like I'm about to push a button and say, now, Captain? No? Okay.
Oh no,
I'll
I
go
just
back
said
to the
that the other
guy.
guy passed him up. That's fine.
Rightio.
Sorry, did I miss?
McLeod doesn't like you, Stoney. He just gives you a look like, well, you always got to be an
I
asshole.
have such a
Your
huge
friend Cowboy's nicer than you are.
eating grin on my face.
Yeah, I
He
say
says-
relax,
he says
McLeod.
to
He's
you,
always like
I
that.
think that Cowboy guy's right about you.
Oh, I'll be talking to him again too, don't worry.
Okay, so that's where we're at the moment.
Yep. So
So you guys are going to buckle up? You're going to take him in the air raft? Are you going to go, or what are you going to do?
I think we should let him do it his way because it could be some sort of significant.
Come into the buggy. So someone going to go with him? It's just a
Yep.
4-seat buggy. Some people could stay back, or I would imagine now you would have called verbal. Are you going to have verbal land, or what are you?
It does verbal pilot.
Oh, that's true. No, but I think who's up there with him?
Cowboy.
No,
Cowboy's not.
somebody you got to have to go back to get him. Well, that's easy enough. Oh, because your pilot, I believe he can run it. He's got Air Raft 0. He could ride the Air Raft up himself and bring the ship down. Doing, I'm not playing.
That's
Tell
all
me what
good.
you're doing.
No, no.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I had one question. Did this old crazy beard guy give his name?
No, he did not say a name. He's the
Mugler.
keeper of the home.
Keeper of the
Living
home.
among the stars of the year. That's all he says. I'm the keeper. This is my home.
All right.
On the rock island of the sky. He's like nuts.
Cotton.
I've seen his
He's a little
hygiene.
nuts, but his mind is still technical. And you
Yeah.
just killed his only friend, Sam, the combat defense bot.
Yay, us.
His last remaining friend.
We can fix him if there's guarantees of nonviolence, and and based on his hygiene, I
He
don't
was
think.
crying over it, man. He was literally like crying
Yeah.
over Sam. He
Not
set his
finished,
spirit
please.
out.
Yeah.
Right.
Based on his hygiene, I don't think he's a keeper.
He's a little rough and crispy, but he's
Right.
definitely he back suits up and he says, "Come on!" He says, "Who's coming with me for a ride?" In the
I'm gonna come for a ride with him. Yep. I remind
so you just go with
Skyson.
him, no one else.
Sorry.
McLeod wants to go along too.
Of course he does.
McLeod, because he's curious
Just
where the
reminds
ice is. He wants
Skyson to patch up his suit before he goes out into this vacuum.
Skyson's suit would be patched because we're not going to worry about it. It's self-sealing. It's whatever. It's combat
Good,
armor.
good.
We're just going to do the damage and not worry about
Okay,
anything.
there's
or
one
any
more
issue with
seat.
the suit.
There's one more seat available. Captain or Skyson? Because Jug's going to have to bring the air raft over.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to bring the ship down because
I
really,
think that's
Cowboy and Verbal are just screwed in orbit. Nobody can even pilot the thing.
Yeah, I'm
I
probably
can't.
gonna head back up and bring the ship down to start fueling it.
It should take us about a half hour to get there or more.
Yeah, well, there's fuel in the wreck. We're gonna start pumping that while you guys go and get.
We can't
more.
pump
And
it
Jug,
anywhere,
what are
so-
you doing? Are you going to go with them? You're going to stay with the keeper of the Sky Home, or
No,
what are you doing?
Jug's got to take the air raft up, doesn't he? He's the only one with air raft.
Yes,
Oh,
I'm
you're
gonna
right.
prepare
Is that right?
Yeah.
to take him up. I do have
I have
air.
aircraft 1.
Oh.
But-
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
Do you have Airref 1? According to what I
well,
see, you have Airref
No,
0.
aircraft- Okay, I got aircraft 0. That's close enough. Whatever. I can still do it.
All good.
But you're safer with Jug doing it.
Yeah, but well, Jug can go with them. And the
I will
pilot
fly the
will
air raft
traffic.
up with our pilot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Jug and the
Okay.
pilot are taking the air raft up. There shouldn't be any rolls for that. There's no issues. It's a basic standard task.
Yeah.
And
Me and Skyson will be in the buggy with the guy and McLeod.
so all 4 of you are in the buggy with the keeper. And you are Bahan. He's got like a little wagon attached to it and some laser cutting equipment he charges off the generator.
Yeah.
He says, the generator is the hub of life. He's got the comms on the vaccine.
Hub of life.
The hub of life is my generator. Says this is the Sky Home, he calls it. And he's little cuckoo, but yet he's still intellectually and skill savvy. He knows his skills. And it's almost scary as he goes over these rocks and he goes on this path. And you guys go down this windy path and you're in like this crater in this canyon and you look up and sure enough, there's a mega like glacier on the side of the wall of this canyon. It's a glacier. I mean, it's literally hundreds to thousands of potential tons of liquid water, of frozen water, rock water.
Yep.
All alongside the wall.
Cool.
So, and then he's got a little wagon, and you guys got your lasers. You can start rolling to, and give me some basic laser rolls, and you'll start rolling to cut chunks out. So you can actually cut and start moving chunks. It's going to take you some time, and you could stay at the keeper place and land the ship. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Except for
We're
the
going to
last
say,
one.
but it's going to take a couple days, and you can cut enough tons of this stuff and process it to completely fill your tanks full.
Yep.
So we're just going to go with that.
How can you miss a
Anybody else
glacier
have
with a
any
laser shot? Sorry.
No,
Yeah, well, it's still
no,
work. It's still
no.
just cutting it.
What
I
happened
just-
Yeah.
was some metal in the glacier were hit and it refracted and it didn't actually cut. It bent the bloody beam somewhere and I missed it.
Yeah. Now, these are huge chunks of ice in terms of tonnage, but because of the microgravity, it must be lower than 5% here.
Yeah, it's pretty easy with a little bit of work and some. Yeah, you can
Yeah.
cut them. He cuts them usually into squares. He shows you the keeper. He just goes by the name of the keeper. His actual name is John Rogan.
Okay.
And
I'll just call him Keep.
he was something to do with the crew on this ship, but the ship they got wiped out, and it was just him and a few that remained. And somehow he made this makeshift home on this rock. And he realized too that one of the things he learned is he couldn't communicate because you were sending a blank beacon to them because the communications have long been destroyed when the bridge was destroyed when it crashed.
Right.
The only thing that saved him was the generator and his intuitive mechanical skills to create a habitat.
So in between,
So his name is John Rogan.
in between the ice capturing, is there any way I can get access to the computer schematics of the ship?
Bridge and the main computers are out, but the computer equipment that runs the power plant and charges stuff is all that was really operational. So the actual data from the ship is destroyed when the bridge was destroyed. That is just unrepairably destroyed.
Okay, that's so cool. So
But
just-
the
just-
electronics that keeps the life support running
yeah.
and charges things, like, I mean, it's too cold out here. You're too far away from a star.
but he's been the ice is the hydrogen is what's kept the power plant running, and it's water that's kept him alive and helped him produce food, so he could stay alive indefinitely out here.
Right.
Power plant could probably run.
Just trying to work out by the size and the output of the power plant what likelihood the jump and the maneuver drive was. Also, if it's an 800 to 1,000 ton roughly ship, just trying to work out how many turrets and if there's any possibility of gaining any sandcastles or missiles from the ship.
Okay. Well, there was the one turret and it was destroyed. Even though it was a giant ship, it was not very well armed.
Okay.
So you're thinking it was more on the lines of a liner and a cargo holder, and it was way more of a civilian type of ship.
So a lot of
it only had one turret.
cargo.
So honestly, that capacity of the turret was
cool.
pretty much shit. So there is no weapons or anything like that. Most of what's aboard the ship is shambles.
Yep.
Of course, the power plant's too big for you guys to use. But at the same time, you could probably fit it in your cargo bay for salvage, but it would take several days to tear it apart.
Which we do have, but we don't have.
Apart.
Also, if this is not looking like it could be lucrative for the ship, I want to investigate whatever is left over in the cargo hold and ask some of the others to come along with me when we get a moment.
Okay. What you do see in the cargo hold is basically give me a second here.
No, that's so cool.
It looks like it was at one time like personal belongings, personal type of things, not much of anything of a high-end value. And it looks like at one time it was produce, fruit and food and wheat and grain. But most of that's either rotten, gone, dissipated, or there's nothing of any value really in the cargo bay. Looks like they were hauling produce type of stuff. But I mean, it's crashed, it's non-existent or rotted, gone. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Or they scavenged through it. And in some ways, the cargo bay is more or less the areas those boxes are empty. That's one of the areas he showed you. He's turned it into a big garden. I mean, it's like a garden pretty much now.
Okay.
He's so there's food and stuff that he's grown, and seems like he's made it pretty unique.
The corridor that we saw when we first entered, I just want to quickly check in those if they're staterooms or not, and if they are, is there anything of value in that?
Well, all of them have different staterooms, and they were once personal belongings. You don't see any loose weapons. There's stuff, but I don't know if it all holds. Maybe per pocket computers, and you could scavenge some things, but nothing of any high significance value.
No, that's a cool.
Like individual personal belongings.
Yep. So if there are any electronic gadgets that might hold photos or records or anything, grab those.
You do see some computers, yeah.
Yep.
And you figured out that this was a ship that was doing some travel runs, maybe from Metropolis or Agweedo, and it was lost. You have no idea why or what happened. There is no record because the primary records are
all gone,
destroyed with the bridge. So there's definitely passengers. So you could take some of the pocket computers and maybe identify the names of the passengers.
Cool.
But you still have to jump inward to view drop off.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I just want to see if I can find anything that other people might be wanting back, and then of course that's going to cost them.
Well, I will probably just sell the coordinates of this place to a salvage company, get a percentage off the top.
Well, Captain, you want to charge a pretty good price, because just that power unit alone, I would imagine, is going to be in the realm of around about $5 to $6 million salvageable worth of tech.
You guys can defuse and take apart the power plant, and you could. There's enough room. Let me look at it. I'll tell you what's.
I'm okay not to, but just telling the captain, it's
a lot of work. You're going to spend a lot of time doing that.
It's always worth more.
You have the skills with the mechanics and your engineering, and you have the tools. And now that you have your ship fully fueled, you don't have to skimp on. You have the power to jump or do whatever you want to do.
True.
It's true that it's worth a lot more if you sell it yourself, but it's also a lot of work and a lot of time.
We're just saying for
Getting
the
a finder's
price.
fee maybe more uh, worthwhile. We're kind of on our way here. I don't really want to be stuck here doing that.
Skyson says, "I'm bored with this, with all this junk. We got millions. Let's just get the ice
Yeah.
and take off."
Basically,
Yeah.
that's how I feel.
Cowboy would feel the same way too. Kyle, let's get the hell out of here. He says, "Hey," he says, "I'm kind of liking this McLeod guy. He's got a good judgment of character, Stoney. Don't you think so?"
I think he's made one little mistake. He's become your friend.
I think he can smell people pretty good, Derek.
Well, he
Boy,
must have a
Stoney.
blocked nose
Well,
because he can't smell you, mate.
It's unmistakable to smell Keeper Boy. What was his real name again? You know, the
Keeper
guy.
of
No,
the
his real
Sky
name.
Hole.
Did we find his real name?
Yeah,
John Rogan.
Rogan.
John Rogan was the man.
John Rogan.
And he was a technician on board the ship. Obviously, he was a technician, mechanic, maybe engineer assistant, because it's obviously he was able to maintain and keep that power plant
How
going.
many?
Without it,
How many?
he
how
would have
many
been
years-
dead years ago. Huh?
How many years ago?
Been there between 4 and 6 years, but you're not exactly sure yet. The library data could maybe tell you more, but I
Yeah.
mean, you might be able to figure that out by going through the hand computers. At least you could see dates or where the dates were.
I wish Verbal were here to do some forensics because
Verbal,
Verbal
landed. You had to land.
Verbal knows that Cowboys hygiene goes south in a week, so you can probably
week?
use that to extrapolate.
Couple of days max.
Yeah. So it's like counting the rings. You could tell more about this Rogan guy.
The generator's about 31 tons. It will fit in your cargo bay, but it'll take about a week to take apart
Nah.
and get aboard. I mean, and to haul it and get it in there.
Mhm.
And it should sell for salvage rates because it's old. Let me see. Power plant. It's a lot of mega credits.
Mhm.
It's you could probably get 10 to 20 mega credits for that generator with the right salvage company. That's a fusion power plant, man. A big one. It might be worth tearing apart and hauling out. You there?
Yeah, I'm here, but what's the captain's decision?
Did you hear that, Captain? You're looking at-
Yeah, it's tempting, but I kind of want to get out of here.
Well, that's fine. It's an
We're already
relatively
switching
easy way to
closes.
double your profit.
Yeah, but we're just closes, so
Sorry, go finish, Mantar. Sorry, go ahead.
um, I'm finished. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm looking at maybe. I think my voice is going through a Sydney server for 250 milliseconds of lag, and it goes to Jerry and back. I don't know. So that's 1 second lag maybe when I'm talking to him. I don't know. It's like being on the moon. But I say I'm bored with this trivia. I think a generator is a huge immovable object. Skyson doesn't understand, gears and moving parts and all the millions of little hamsters in a ship generator. He doesn't understand that. So he says, forget that. Let's get the ice and go. But I do want to try to talk to Beardy and ask him, listen, we're going to go to the planet. Do you want to go back to civilization and see some people again? And I try to be very calm and no sudden moves, and I try to gauge his reaction to that. And what's his answer?
He says, yes, it's time. It's time to leave Sky City. But what about Sam? He says, and he's got a tear in his eye. What about my friend Sam?
Well,
he's holding the broken pieces of the bot.
We'll either
He's gone to where the ancestors go. Let him rest in peace.
No. We should say we'll either fix him or we'll pay to fix him if he tells the robot to stand down.
Well, you guys could probably fix them and take the lasers. You might be able to put them back together, but take the laser weapons off and just make them Sam. I don't know.
Or we could make him Sam, our combat robot guys.
Yeah, either way, he's coming on board. That thing's valuable, and yeah, either way, we're bringing him on board. That thing's valuable and easy to carry.
Yeah.
Well,
If,
you lift it onto the ship, Captain.
It reminds me of this other science fiction game where the robot had the robot's mission was to clean the floors, but we redefined clean as as striking, and we redefined floors as the skulls of our enemies. So it so we sort of went around. We went around his program.
So basically, you guys peeled the onion here on this facility, and you have full fuel tanks. And you have where are you going from here? You're going to leave the generator. You're just going to go.
Actually, why don't we just come back when we are ready to come back to get the generator? Hardly anyone's going to stumble on this.
Yeah, we could do that.
We got a promise to fix the guy's robot. I mean, it was not our intention to fight, or at least even murderously violent Skyson didn't intend to.
Load him up. We will work on him and jump.
Is this guy objecting to us taking that much fuel, or can he just go out and get more?
No, he doesn't give a shit at all. He's leaving, so... And you guys had enough ice rock to chop and work it, and he's kind of fruity to begin with, but he's still mechanical. His skills are still, when it comes to doing things, he's swift, but when it comes to everything else, he's fruity.
I think we're gonna leave a little bit of fuel in the wreck and keep power and everything running, because we're gonna come back here. Might as well keep the lights on. But the rest will load up on.
It's okay. So you keep it fueled, and you fuel off of all the ice that you cut. So we'll just say that you left the fuel in it. He took you to the rock. There's still plenty of ice rock that's path, and it's still running, but it's just shut down, and
it'd be a shame to let the plants wither and die. We should have one of those little tiny garden robots from the Silent Running movie to take care of it all.
Let me see if I can whip one of those up for you right now. Probably not.
You're kind of bumming on that. Give me 1 minute, guys. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
I think I can whip one up real quick. There you go.
Oh.
Because I happen to have spare parts from this combat robot.
Silent Running, 1973. I think it was Joan Baez who sang the theme song.
It's a great movie. Fantastic movie, I thought.
Bruce Dern.
Yep. Yeah. Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Although one of them dies really early on. Gets pushed off
taught
the
him
station.
to play poker because he was sort of in self-enforced isolation, just like me. Damn it! and I've had a rough week, but company shut down for 3 weeks, but the medical people want 6 months.
What?
That's what I heard in the news. They want 6 months.
Are you going to get some government support?
Well, I'll just grow my beard long and white like this guy Rogan, and I'll go cuckoo. But I'll still be able to function at my basic job, which is call center type work. So
Okay, so that'll carry on.
But on my free time, I'll go cuckoo, and I just have to go to the groceries and buy my things and pay the cashier with a slingshot.
Yeah.
Here it is, lovely theme.
Back. Where are we at? What are you guys deciding to do?
What was the question again?
Yeah, exactly.
The quest, well, this is where you're at in the game. The ship's loaded with fuel. You got the generator. You're leaving it powered. What is your next actions or decisions?
Acceleration, deceleration is 23 damn days. Jumping,
1 week.
Makes more
Yeah, you keep
sense.
jumping.
You can make a normal jump 1
Yep.
or less, which doesn't create any, but you still have the +1 to the roll because it's on refined fuel, but you don't have any of the effects of a stretch jump. So that'll take you a week because you're about a week off your in system. Yeah, so you can make a jump.
Makes sense.
You're full of fuel, 44 tons.
Captain.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're leaving. Gonna go jump.
Jumpy jump.
Jump into Buick. Okay, then we're gonna need an engineering roll and a pilot roll. And take off, and you're leaving. You're taking Mr. Rogan, John Rogan, with you, I assume.
Oh yeah.
And Sam.
And his robot.
You're taking
Although I have used
broken
some
up robot.
of his parts to create one of those little Huey Dewey whatever robots out of Silent Running. I did a 9 roll.
Petra's on ice. And McLeod, does McLeod have free reign now? Is he part of the crew, or what's the deal with him?
Yeah, keeping an eye on him, but I don't think he's gonna do anything until we do a meet.
Okay. So you're gonna keep him in the passenger. You're not keeping him enclosed, but you're keeping him in the passenger area. And he gets the laser rifle back in the vac suit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he
Just keeping an
he
eye
doesn't
on
have access to the whole ship unless he's with you guys.
He doesn't
Oh,
have access
yeah.
to the engineering section unless the captain says he does.
him.
Yeah.
That's right out.
So Stoney, did you check the engines at all, or did you?
I'm
is there
about to.
anything you
Yep. I'm about
You
to.
okay?
Yep. So that's my engineering roll coming up. 10.
Yeah, everything seems fine. And Sherry, you notice there's nothing really wrong. I mean, things were a little bit dirty on some of the coils, but it's not anything that's a problem.
Okay, so I'll give the captain a green
So
light for the engineering section.
Alright.
Okay, and then the captain he's taken off, which is standard, no big deal. And he needs to 100 diameters from 1,000 from this little rock is nothing. So he's able to make a jump roll for me.
Alright. Piloting. Go.
Yeah, that'd be a
8.
piloting's perfect. Now a straight 2d6 plus 1. Not an issue. You are in jump. You are making a long in-system jump, somewhere around 69, 70 AU. So this is another week of jump, which puts you into the second week of October. You haven't made your ship payment yet because you haven't been to civilization. And during the week of jump, is there anything specific that you're going to be doing, or you guys are thinking about doing?
I'll be fiddling with
fixing
Sam.
You're fiddling with Sam?
Yep.
Okay. And you have electronics and mechanical? Do you have anybody helping you with Sam? You
No,
get
no.
Sam running again?
The only person I need is someone with a computer to make sure the programming of this thing doesn't start firing at us the minute it comes back online.
That would probably be Pierre, which he has
Okay,
time to
verbal.
do, I believe.
Verbal roll. Okay.
Yeah.
Oops, gotta switch name. Verbal. Sorry, what is my roll for?
Computers.
Okay.
You've reprogrammed
One.
Sam so he believes he's a piece
You can roll that again. You know what? And we'll give you a +3 with your education. So is that yeah? Jug will continue to shadow McLeod.
Excellent choice.
Okay. Do you have any issues with you, Jug?
Crap.
So you're
Excellent.
good.
So he's ready for me to try. Here I go.
Oh.
Excellent. Just as well. I haven't quite got it worked out yet.
All the guns. I would think you disassembled the guns. I would hope.
Well, that was me trying. I rolled a 7, so I didn't quite succeed.
Kick it.
Well, you don't have to roll to take the gun components off
Oh,
of them.
okay,
You were rolling
well,
to get them running.
Oh, yep. Okay.
And at this point, you can't fire them up. You think you might have
Yep.
tried something internally.
Yep.
Neither
so
one of you seem to be able to get him going.
I'll strip
It's
him
like
right
you're
down.
there's. Huh?
I'll strip them right down. So I'll take the guns off and put them way away somewhere in the ship's locker, and then
Okay.
I'll try to build them up from that, just to see if I need and fabricate whatever I need to try again.
Give me
when
another
it's
roll. Give me another roll, and we'll see if you can do it. You get your +3, Pierre. I'm giving you your education.
Night this
And
time.
you do have him. Mechanically, he sounds stony, but I need
Cool.
Pierre to get the computer stuff going to get us the
Awesome.
simulations back
Another
on.
try. Computers, another try. Better.
And he is good. He is talking in the same tone. This is Sam, the combat robot, coming to your order. So are you going to present him to the keeper, to Rogan? Rogan hugs him and says, "Oh, your arms are gone," meaning the guns. He says, "So, Sam, so good." He was just happy. He's elated for joy that Sam is running again. But Sam, you've taken the combat features off, and the laser blasts and stains on the plates are non-removable. So it still shows that you blasted the shit out of him, but he's functionable on a robot level.
Yeah, well,
And you were able to get his memory and his conversations intact. And I mean, it's kind of strange, but it's like John Rogan's best friend ever. He spent all his time with Sam, the combat robot.
Yeah, okay, should have fitted Sam, the combat robot, with a couple of other adaptations.
Yeah, like what?
Oh, I don't know, something that you might find on a pleasure bot.
Oh,
You
you
never
and
know.
your crevice brain, Steve.
Oh,
I don't
sorry.
know
It's
about you.
been
Somebody else
it's
mentioned
been,
it.
Your brain's in a dark, dirty crevice all the time.
It's been 6 years.
It's been 6 years.
I'm sure he's got a grip on himself. I'm sure he's okay.
I'm sure he's had several grips on himself, yes. Okie dokie. So, well, it just seems that they're like so much on equal terms they want to be married or something. I'll go turn my attention back to the ship and the engines, just watching it and jump. And every now and then, if Jug wants, I'll take over the shadowing while he gets a break.
Great, I appreciate that.
You guys can chat all you want. He's joking and playing cards with Stoney. And it's him and Stoney he seems like he's buddies with Stoney. They're just, and telling stories and shit. And
Who's telling
it
stories?
doesn't seem like
to
there's
me?
quite an issue with that.
Sorry, I missed that. Someone's playing cards with me.
I mean, Skyson. I mean, Cowboy. I'm sorry.
That's
Him and
okay.
Cowboy are best buddies. They're playing cards and joking and talking about
Of
Stoney.
course they are.
Yeah.
I don't care if people talk about me.
You come in the room, one of the things you notice when you're shadowing him is he starts to talk to you as if he's Cowboy, purposely, like just to
I
be
just
an ass.
smile.
He goes, and Cowboy starts laughing as he does it. So now it seems like you got another little poker rival right now at the moment.
Two
I'll just-
buckaroos.
I'll just remind Cowboy, don't forget to scrub those air filters, eh, mate? Things can get mighty stinky around here quick. I'll just walk out the room.
Yeah, it seems to be pretty uneventful. Well, if nobody's doing anything else, you're going to exit the jump.
Yep. On the
And
penthouse.
you exit the jump perfectly at the 100 diameter point, and there below you is the planet Buick.
Okay. Well, no.
And now, you just think about something. You lost a week.
Yeah, they're going to be there.
Yeah.
I think the first thing you need to do, Captain, is call the castle or wherever the hell the king sits and tell him you've got this person and you're bringing her in and you don't want anyone else interfering.
Petra +1.
Petra +1 gem. Because his
We
lordy
think the
lordship's
pilot-
gonna put his nose and stuff.
Yeah, we think the pilot McLeod is worthless, but I'm going to get like McLeod's fingerprints and biometrics and beam it down to see if he's wanted for anything or anybody.
Oh, wouldn't that be a pity if he was?
Good call. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna try to get the noble on the comms and let him know we're here with Petra. Or whatever.
Okay, the ship would be able to, and it's pretty well standard. You'd be able to land at the ground port. Remember, it's a Class C starport. You're back on Buick.
What do we have here?
What was the law level? Sorry.
I'll pull it up. I believe the law level. I'm gonna pull it up right now. I had it somewhere. Okay. Buick. We'll have it here in a minute.
Yeah.
There it is. You see it?
5.
Law level's kind of high. It's 8, I believe. Technology level's low. It's 5.
Okay.
So again, it's chivalry and swords type of things and blades. It's not some place you can carry guns very openly, unless you're noble on private property. You're shooting for sport and game,
Yeah.
and you're at the main primary port,
Well,
Cool.
Did the
and
captain,
you're going to reach up.
Sorry, did the captain radio ahead?
I said I was.
I don't believe so. No.
Okay, what? I said I was gonna radio ahead and let them know we're coming.
Tens of millions of people here.
Alright.
I think,
Okay.
no, we've been here before. 88 million people or something.
Yes, something like that. I believe. No. Yeah.
Cool.
There's tens of millions. It's something like that, and they're all at a lower technology level.
Yep.
So you're radioed ahead, but you can't get a secure channel. You're just getting the starport. You're going to have you can tell them that you're landing, and you get landing codes and clearances, but you're going to have to try to reach out and actually contact to see if you can get a hold of the king.
Okay.
That's going to take a little more work.
Who's
That
got-
might take some carousing skill, and it might take some ability because you can't just talk to anyone.
or admin
You know
or
what I mean?
liaison?
It's nobility. Admin might help too. Yeah.
Anyone got liaison? They respond to that sort of
I don't
diplomatic
think any
crap?
of us have those skills, or we're not using that one really.
Oh, okay.
A skill like that, yeah.
Skills. Right.
Not that we can't use it, we just haven't been.
No, that's all cool.
Anyways.
Good enough. I've got laser 1 for my contact skills, so I guess not me.
Yeah. Captain's got street wide. So
Verbal has admin, and Jug has carousing. Jug might be the best guy to do it. See what he can do.
Yeah.
You guys, or Jug and
I'll give it a
Verbal
shot.
can see. Huh?
I'll give it a try.
Cool.
2D plus 3. You're like carousing 3, right?
Ah, so you
Yeah,
know how to have a
plus
good
3.
party. Good man.
Give me a roll.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Not only that, you get in contact with somebody in the chain of command. You got a direct link to somebody that's very interested in getting to Petra. The King Murphy himself, is going to be traveling down to the starport. It doesn't even want you to defrost her. He wants her on ice, and he wants the gem.
Yes.
So he'll be. And you know what? The funny thing is, you do see the Sky's Eye is docked, but none of the crew are there. So they do not know that you're there. They might be out flying biplane planes or at one of their bases and have no idea where you are.
Right.
Decadent fops.
Oh,
Really,
when
surprise,
the
surprise! Sort of like an old-fashioned kind of like stretched limo, like a Roaring Twenties type of limo,
Yeah.
pulls up to the starport, and the king himself and a couple of high guards want to enter your ship. He says, "This is the Venetian wind," he says. And you can picture a guy, a king, however you want to see him. I am King Murphy, and these are my security guards. So I hear you captured the thief.
Captain.
To the captain.
here's yep, we have her right here. It's a bit tricky, a little bit of shooting.
What
with
about the
fire,
gem?
But we got her. The gem has gotten away from us, but we have an ID on the ship that took it, and
Really?
I think we
You
did.
guys have the gem.
I thought we had it.
Oh, right, that's right. We're returning the gem over. Okay. Hang on. It's we've got the gem for you as well. It's right around here somewhere. That's right. They got away with it on a ship, but we hunted the ship down and destroyed it.
He says,
Get back.
while I am so grateful, the reward is 1 million credits, 500,000 for Petra and 500,000 for the gem. I will deposit that into your ship funds accounts, and we will be on our way. You'll also be giving, anytime you come, you will be given, and intervals, you will be able to stay at one of my Regency hotels at no cost for a week at a time when you arrive. And he says, thank you. I'm so welcomed, and I'm so grateful that you do this. And this woman's going to spend a lot of time cleaning in the dungeons of my castle.
I'd love to see her face.
Once she's thawed, and she realizes where she is.
Keep her away from any male any male staff is my suggestion. She'll find a way to turn them.
If it's allowed, I'd like to ask them to tell her that Stony says, "Hi, love your new look."
We'll make sure that message is carried forward, young man, he says to you.
Young man.
Well, he's he's in his probably 50s or 60s or something like that.
Cool.
So anyway, he says it in that tone. You're like, what, 38 or something like that?
He's,
So you guys have made the exchange. You just made another mega credit, and here you are.
Oh. Now, can I contact the Sky's Eye?
Oh, you could, but the Sky's Eye's busy right now.
Yeah.
And really, you really got double paid for.
I know, but I'm not
Petra.
trying to complain about it. Well, not our fault. They couldn't hold on to her. I just want to talk to the engineer over there. That's all. I'll leave a message for her to the effect of, "Hi, you lose. Full stop. Goodbye."
You could leave her a message, sure.
Yeah.
But you're not trying to get it to her. You can make sure she gets it. Sky's Eye's docked. You could easily put a message over the intercom for her, for Chloe Lee you're talking about.
Yeah, just and I'll sign at the captain. No, I won't sign at the captain. I'll just say, "Hi, you lost. We won. Goodbye."
So the Sky's Eye's out of the deal, and then McLeod. Where's McLeod now with you guys? Is he still on the ship? Let him loose.
Turn to Jug. Jug, shall we off him now, or when he least expects it?
No, Verbal was trying to put out feelers with the King's staff to see if this guy McLeod, his biometrics, fingerprint, whatever, is he wanted here at all?
Oh! Give me a sensors roll. Your electronics roll. No, you have computer. Give me a computer roll. Computer plus one.
Okay.
Yeah, just a straight plus one roll, and let's see how that turns out. Through the systems, through the networks. As far as you can tell, he's clean as gold. Nothing comes up bad on him. You're not getting anything. Absolutely nothing. So you have nothing to go on.
I think I've got computer 0, and I'm.
As far as you know, he's clean. He's got no record, nothing. He passes the background checks.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got computer 0, and I want to try.
Got
Because I just don't believe
straight
it.
2D.
Yeah, don't believe it.
You get a little more in detail depth about him.
Mm-hmm.
He does have some misdemeanors and some crimes, but they're all they're minor. It seems like he's had some court issues, and maybe not on this world, but they're all infractions that have been restituted and paid. He's clean, but yeah, you just got a little layer deeper than Verbal did, and you do see that he comes up on the thing. The other thing that you do notice is you have mail. This starport has a registry. It's under the Venetian Wind, and it's through the what you would call their version of an X-Boat network. So it's in the database under the Venetian Wind.
I'll alert the captain to the mail.
So there's mail here at this main starport. And you also need to make your ship's payment because you're late on your ship payment. So you can say we'll say you did that also. So you're making your ship payment, but you do have mail in your computer system in the database. that was transported through data to this starport. So there's mail in there. And you're gonna open it or read it or whatnot.
Oh, I'm gonna open it up and check it out.
Check for viruses first, Captain.
Attention, this is for the captain. This is for Captain Rodrigo. If there's any way you can make it to Metropolis, I'm working on something very special. And if you're at Metropolis by November 1st, of the first couple weeks of the month of November, I would like you to meet you. Here's a contact number, signed Dr. Hans Sarkov.
Okay. Oh, I guess I had to.
Hello?
Metropolis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So meeting in Metropolis by November for a job.
Mm-hmm.
Wants to share with you or something. He did not go into any details, but he wants your help or assistance. He has something worthwhile for you and the crew. If you could be there the first week or two in November, he will be there working on something, hoping to see you. Yeah, I can move that or take it down.
That's
I
right.
can take it down now.
Okay.
Let's just exit it. Delete.
Well.
Gone. Out of your way.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what's the next jump on this stretch jump?
McLeod's still with you, and he wants to go to Chocolat. He says that we should buy some aircraft. He says, let's just get to busy here. He wants to buy some aircraft here. He wants to go to Chocolat. He wants to go to Glocket. I mean, and he wants to trade all these things that you just traded. He wants to. He says he would like a percent. He believes that he could barter higher than your broker, but he wants 10% brokerage fees for whatever the profits are, and no passage. And he wants to work your way towards Metropolis because that's where he was going to get you the elite cargo.
It sounds like
And then he wants to be freed once he gets to Metropolis.
Yeah.
He says he wants to part with his money and he'll line you up. He says, I'll keep my word. I'll get another job and make some money on the way. And then I can go my way. I'll be home.
Sounds fine to me. Makes money, you go on home, and then we part ways. Alright. So, that would put us in Metropolis when we did that.
How,
You're going to have to do 3 stretch jumps, hope there's no issues, and then you'll be at Metropolis in
I only did 2.
3 weeks. Wait a minute.
Buick to Glac or wherever, and Glac to Metropolis gets us there in 2. Unless you're going to go
Yeah.
a lot to Glac and then to
But
Metropolis.
he's thinking about money. He wants to take some stuff to Chocolat, and then he wants to take some stuff to Glocket again, and then go to Metropolis.
So it's
That's
3
what he's
jump
talking.
2s in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not too
His
bad.
plan, but he wants to buy and sell cargo on these routes.
Can we get refined fuel here?
Yes.
Okay.
No, you can't. It's a
No.
Class C
Ah,
starport.
crap. Yeah.
So you're going to have to go with unrefined.
Yeah, we'll be doing unrefined the whole way then.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I don't want to spend an extra week going to like Georgia and get fine fuel.
Jake,
Unless you want to skip and just go straight to Glocket, but then you're doing jump 3 with unrefined fuel. But he's suggesting he's suggesting that you buy some aircraft equipment. You buy the aircraft and carts and sell that on Chocolat, and then go to the Schmidt Ranch. He has contacts there, and he believes you do too, to buy petrochemicals to take to Glacket, and then sell those. And then he wants to buy minerals on Glacket to take to
Yeah. That's all fine.
to Metropolis. But he wants a cut of each of these,
No problem.
10% of the profits, and he wants to do the brokerage and free passage.
If we do, yeah, the bell curve means that 1 jump 3 Galactic is probably more dangerous than 2 jump 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll probably do his route. It sounds profitable.
All right, we're going to try to run through this kind of quick to get you to Metropolis. So we're going to
All right.
say you take off, but you're refueled.
Okay, you refuel those. There's oceans. We'll see. You might as well. You just skimmed. You went unrefined on Buick. We're going to need a pilot roll and a jump. Well, also, first off, we're going to need to buy the. We're going to need to buy the. Pierre. Actually, Pierre's not going to do the roll. He's going to do the roll. Pierre's admin one, right?
Yeah, McLeod.
Verbal.
McLeod.
I mean,
And he wants a 10% off this. That's going to be pretty.
The profit.
of the profit, not what you put forward.
It's
What
gonna
it
be
makes.
pretty. It's going to be pretty.
Oh, it's
Um,
going to be a chunk of change, but the
Yeah.
profits should be exceptional.
I think Campton, you should take like say 5%. He should get.
Yeah.
No, he
One.
says he wants 10%. He wants.
He also wants to live.
Well, he's not in your
Yeah.
custody anymore. You're on the starport. He could easily walk away from you. You didn't turn him over.
He could,
He's
but
not-
if he gets back on board ship, he's still going to want to live.
I will offer him 5, and if he wants to walk, then that's okay. He can just walk, and I'll let him go. That's
He says, "I'll tell you what. If I do better than 100% gain, I get 10%.
that sounds fine. All right.
If I do less, I get 5, Captain." That's what he
Alright.
says to you.
That sounds fair.
And first off, he's going to buy the aircraft crates. These crates are around a mega credit each. And right now, Captain, you have a total with what I think you have 7 mega credits. You could buy 6 of them, and they're around a base price of a mega credit. Now he is an admin -2. He rolls an 8, which means he can only get them at 110% cost. He's not getting the big minus. So it'll be at 1,100,000. So that's what you're looking at right now for these aircraft. So right now he didn't do too well on that. So for 6 of them, you would be looking at 6,600,000 for 6 of those crates. Yeah, he does lack Verbal's magic dice. Now you can can them, or you can have Verbal could try to take a stab at making the deal right now. Let's see if Verbal can do better. And if Verbal does better, he gets no commission
Okay.
on this purchase. He gets
So
no
my
commission.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
you
my
could just
admin
on
just-
You're only a
one-
-1, 2D -1 on this purchase. Wait a minute, yeah.
I got admin 1.
Oh, wait a minute, I screwed up. That's a -4. Because it's a rich world, so it's a -3 -1 would put him at a 5. Never mind, Verbal, back off. He's got so it's a -5
Okay.
to that roll, which means he's at 80% cost. And he's at 80% cost. He doesn't get any money on the purchase. He gets the money. He makes his commission on the sale.
Right.
He makes his commission on the sale, so he's able to get these aircraft for 800,000 each for 6 of them, for 0.8. You got that? So you're going to be dishing out. You're going to be taking the aircraft with you. We're going to go through.
This was simple math in the 70s. 80%. So that's blah, blah, a million.
4.8 million credits for the aircraft right now. 6 crates. Okay. So you buy all 6,
Okay.
Captain?
Sure.
Okay, so you guys buy the aircraft for 4.8 mega credits. We'll subtract that right now. We're going to figure out what the total is. And now we need an engineering check and a jump roll. And we're just going to jump over to
12.
for the engineering check. Just give me the straight jump roll. We're going to run through some of this trade in these few weeks quick. I want to get you to Metropolis.
Cool.
That's neat.
No problem. And it's a stretch jump too. So that would be a plus 2 to that is still 10. So you're still good. Your jump is fine. You're going to come out of jump. You're going to land uneventful at Choky Lot. You're at the main starport, and you can sell the aircraft now. And he's going to sell them. And this falls. The aircraft would be non-industrial +2. He gets a +4 to the roll. Now remember, if he gets over 100%,
Mhm.
he gets 10% of the profits.
So here he's going to sell it, and that's a 14, which means he sold them for 300%.
Nice.
300%. So he turned your 4.8 million
into a million. 300% makes 3 million times 6, 18 million.
Now, do we kill him?
Yeah.
I got 14.4 million minus 4.8 equals 6 million. He wants 10% of 6 million. I believe that's 600,000 credits you would owe him.
If we're selling the aircraft crates at 300% and they were a million each.
No, they were 800,000 each.
Yeah, when we bought them.
When you bought them.
Yeah, but you're talking about when you roll 300% of the base price. So we bought at 80% of base and we sold at 300% of
sold
base.
Them for 3 million each. 300% is 3 million. You bought them at 80% and sold them at 300%.
Oh, right. So
you
the
bought
total
them for 800,000 and sold them for 3 million.
Okay, so each one like that. So 18 minus 14, 8. I get a number that's 13,200,000 profit. Does that make sense?
Not really. You only pay. I got 4.8 million times 3 is 14.4 million.
No, but it's not 3 times the sale price we got. It's 3 times.
Oh, wait a minute. You're right. I'm doing the math wrong. You're right. It's wait a minute.
All related to the base price.
It's related to the base price. So that would be my math is wrong here. 6 million. You're right. That's 18 million then.
Yeah, and 18 million.
It's 18 million.
Yeah, minus the 4,000,008 that we paid brings a profit of 13,200,000 credits profit. I'd say that's definitely more than 100% profit. So he.
What is the profit? 13.8.
13.2.
And then subtract his. What's 10% of that?
1,320,000.
Yeah. So we subtract 1.32 from it, and you're at 212, 9. Okay. You're at 12.92 million profit. 12.92 million profit as of right now.
Seems a bit. Let me just check that.
So he bankrolled on this deal, but you made a shitload of money too.
But I'm sorry. Okay, we were going with 13,200,000 profit minus his cut, which is minus
0.92 profit right now added to your till. So you're at 12.92 profit. You're
no, your arithmetic is off again. If we take 10% off 13,200,000, it works out to 11,880,000.
All right, I'll just go with your math.
These
My
are
math's
big
shit.
numbers. I can't even imagine them.
Yeah, 11,880,000.
11,000,088. Okay, so that's where you're at right now. That's all the profit after the expenses that can be added to the till. And now you're on Chocolate. This is a week later.
Yep.
So this is now the second week, or is it the third week of October? And on Chocolate, you guys would make a flight over to the Schmidt Ranch. Now you're at the Schmidt Ranch and you're looking at petrochemicals. Petrochemicals. He's at 10,000 a ton base.
Yeah, we did garner a deal with them that we could do work with them in the future from our last encounter with them. So
yes, you did.
We were on good terms, I hope.
Yep.
It's just that the ship got away.
Yeah, we were on business terms at least.
Yeah.
Because it's non-industrial, and he also has his +2 skill, which is 1 ahead of you. So he makes the roll on that, and you're getting the petrochemicals at 50%, and you're able to get 64 tons at half price, which is 5,000 a ton. You want to do the math on that, Pierre?
Yes. Shouldn't be so eager, but I've been bored in isolation. Math becomes exciting.
McLeod does not have an issue with you guys at all. He is not a threat. He's in it for the money and the passageway to where you're going.
What's the basic price of petrochemicals again per ton?
10,000 a ton. So you're getting
10,000.
64 tons at 5,000 tons. And now you would be heading to Glockik next to trade those.
Where did my calculator go? 64 times 5,000.
320,000 you got to ditch out of your pocket.
We paid 320,000.
Yeah.
But then we'll take it out of the profit we calculate later. Okay, so now we have to swing a jump to Glockik.
Okay, so I need an engineering check. Your takeoff, it's uneventful.
12.
And then we need the jump check. Straight 2D plus 2. It's on refined fuel. Captain.
Captain. Nice number.
No problem. Another stretch jump.
Nice.
You'll be out at Glockik. You can skim fuel from the gas giant. We'll say that you did that first. Not going to leave without fuel. And now you're landing on Glockik, uneventful. And now this is a couple weeks has passed. You're into the 3rd week of October. And
we got to figure to buy some life support, shouldn't we?
We figure out life support. There is 7 of you. You still have plenty of life support. I believe you were at 88. And now we'll go with the
start of the game. Life support was at 95 units.
Well, yeah, but you also did a jump since then that put you at 88. And these last 2 jumps would bring you down another 14 from that 88. So you are at 74 units currently, which is still plenty. You got enough life support to go for a while. So that's not real pressing. You skim fuel now.
These are person weeks. That's the units you're talking about?
Each unit is a person week. You skim fuel, so that puts you back at 44 tons. So you're good on life support and fuel, and now you land on your favorite place at Glockik, the Supreme Leader.
I'm not going to visit
and
the
we're going to
crevice
go
this time.
You're not going to visit the Clean Crevice?
No.
So we're going to run through
this.
It's
very boring when it's clean.
Fast. These weeks are passing by fast, and now you're going to make another trade. And McLeod, you're getting closer. You kind of trust McLeod now. Because he's kicking ass. He's making a fortune too, but he's also making you money you've never seen. Hit your tail in a deal. So McLeod is going, it's an industrial, is it right? Let's see, which is a +3. He gets a +5 to the resale. +5. And he's going to sell, he's working right now on selling the petrochemicals. Damn, that's another 300% of 10,000.
Okay, so 30
pounds. 10% again.
Yeah, so going back to the calculator, 64 at 30,000 each.
Yes.
Gives me 1,920,000.
Same thing you made last time, and then you minus what you paid was 1,620,000, and then 10% of that.
Well, it's
160.
Well, 320,000 subtracts very cleanly from 1920,000, so it's 1,600,000, or in other words, 1,000,006.
Yeah.
He wants 10% of that, so that's brings it down to 1,000,000 for no, sorry, no. I want to screw up here.
160,000.
Yeah, but he takes his 10% cut, so we are down to where was I? I think I see the answer, but I don't want to fail. So
I think it's 1,440,000.
Yeah, exactly, 1,440,000. So that's our net profit, our net.
Right now. That's where you're at, Captain. And now he's going to pick up, let's see, he's looking at tin or aluminum or silver, or some of the raw elements that might be here that would sell higher on industrial, non-industrial, or a highly populated world.
Yeah. If he had experience with
Mm.
Miltropolis, Verbal is pleased to let him try and do his thing. But what material does he want us to buy?
That's what I'm looking at right now. I'm gonna try to figure it out. He's trying to work on it, and he wants to pick up. Would be something more on the lines of steel. Steel plating. It's not real big. This isn't gonna make much. We're gonna go with tin or silver. 70,000 a piece. Industrial +1, rich -1. Okay. You get a +2. We're gonna go with yeah. We're gonna go with a special alloy. That's 200,000 each. There's some special alloys that they produce from the ground, and he would get a -4 to the purchase. They're 200,000 a piece. I'm gonna give him a -4 to the purchase with his skill. And we'll see what those come up to. And well, first off, let's see how many he can get. How many tons of these special alloys, which might not be as much. It's not going to fill your cargo bay, but he can get 15 tons at 200,000 a piece. This is going to be the big score. You're going to have some of your, and he can get them at a price of 50%. 5 is 50%, or no, excuse me, 80% of 200,000. Pierre, what's the math of that? For 15 tons. 200,000 times 15 is
80% would be 160,000.
Yeah, sorry, you flipped me into the flashback of the Tennessee Ernie Ford song. You got 15 tons. What do you get?
Too, huh?
Another day older and deeper in debt. Okay, 200,000 times 15. Enough fun here. Gotta get serious. Okay, that's exactly 3 million.
You go, Pierre. You're awesome.
Late. Awesome, but late. So,
No. The living calculator.
And therefore, these are nice round numbers in Traveler, no complications. So that's fine. So now if we carefully make a jump to the Miltropolis, everything else being under control.
Oh, well, this is where the
Continue.
roll's lovely going to go boom. Here we go. Engineering roll. Oh no, just there.
no problem. And we'll need the jump roll then again. We'll subtract the life support. It'll be the beginning of November. We'll have to -2 payments to total this all up. But we want to get you to Miltropolis. Then we're going to get away from this boring stuff and get back into game if we have enough time. I don't know how much more time you got. Okay, the jump is fine. Everything's fine. Well, where are we at with the money? What did you pay? What do you got?
We paid 3 million, and now we can sell the alloys.
Okay, 15 tons. You paid 3 million for the alloys. You're going to come out of jump at Miltropolis. Miltropolis is the city world. You are there. We can go into that, the stats of that, but right now, we're going to need to land on Eventful, and you are at the trade center on Miltropolis. And let's see, where was I? This is special alloys. 4. He's going to get a +2. He's going to get a +4 to the resale. Because this is stuff he wanted to trade. He had this route in mind. And guess what? 170%. He's under the 100% gain on this one. So you only have to pay him 5% on this last one, because that was the deal he made with you. So he sold them at 100%. So 170.
Yeah, I think he said that he needs a 10% commission if we make 100% net profit. So if we double our money,
then he's over, because you're right.
Yeah,
you got him at 50%. He sold them for 170. He still gets 10% because you got 120% profit.
Yeah, the legal wording, because you can subtract the buy percentage base from from the sell percentage base, and it'll be more than 100%. So you
make 5.1 million, which is 2.1 million profit. Back 210,000 from that.
Oh, wait a minute. When we, okay, At the special alloys, the 15 tons had a base price of 200,000 credits per ton, but what was the percentage that he ended up rolling when he bought?
80.
80%?
You said it was 3 million for the whole lot, right?
Yeah, but I was calculating. I seem to calculate that at 100%. But what was the actual sale
we
price
gotta
that he
start
gave
over
us?
here. Let's get
Did
this
we
math out of the way.
did we miss a roll?
I just went off of what you said.
Yeah, like the base price of special alloys is 200,000 credits. We were negotiating for 15 tons, and I multiplied the two together, got 3 million. But that's only based on 100%. Did we
It was
buy
80% of 3 million. Then. What
80%?
was?
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's different. That'll be like 200,000. Let me just 0.8
That would
multiply.
be 2,400,000, I think.
8.
Yeah.
No,
Well, I'll
1.6.
I'll take my 3 million that I mistakenly calculated and multiply it by 0.8. So that's 2,400,000 and
You sold
170.
it for 5,100,000.
Oh, and guess what? He falls under the double your money because we didn't quite double our money, did we?
No.
We had
No, you got to get better than 100%. He gets 10%.
yeah, but I think we only
So you
went
guys
up.
get 2,400,000 on that one. 2,430,000 profit. He got 270,000 on top of the 160,000 and the 1 million. He's made a fortune, but so have you, and that's where you're at right now. Bam! You've made a total in profit up to this point. I'm going to add it up. I've added these totals. 11.88 plus 1.44 plus 2.43 equals 15.75 million plus what you have in your till. That's accounting all the costs and all the expenses. So wherever you're at over these, he's been quite profitable to you. And you are on Miltropolis at this point. You have landed. You've made a fortune. It's been like 3-4 weeks. It's around the first week of November. You seem to be at Miltropolis right when you're supposed to be. A little boring metagaming here, going through just selling and buying. But he's taken you on the route, and you've hit a bunch of money.
Yeah, very profitable. I like that.
Especially the Jets.
Yeah.
Captain says no to your little idea there.
What?
So McLeod says, well, we're on Metropolis now. You can't carry weapons there. I'm going to pull Metropolis up and put it on the. I'm going to pull Metropolis up now. We'll look at it. Hang on. Boom. Metropolis is uploading on the screen. If you guys don't like that, we'll try to shrink it down. So here you are. This is Metropolis. Boom. Class B starports, Earth size, standard atmosphere. Very much a water world, but it's a city world. The small island-sized continents are highly city. It's very highly populated. I believe it's tens of billions of inhabitants. Higher law level, and it's kind of a democratic world. If I recall correctly. So that's where you are. Don't need points count.
No. It's all good.
McLeod looks at the captain. He says, "You still interested in doing any more? I think you made a lot of money. I'm ready to part ways with you now. I'll take my cut and go."
Yeah, I think that was a very profitable arrangement, and
Yeah, obviously it's better to deal with McLeod than Sir Bauer, who takes like 10 million when we earn 100 and whatever thousand. That's
No, he
a
just
better
paid
deal.
you for freight. He paid you for freight like it was cargo. It was about the bounty. Yeah, he wanted a commission, and he wanted you to take a trade route he knew would be profitable.
McLeod is easier to take than McLeod is easier to take than Sir Bauer.
And then metagaming, McLeod was looking to make his cut
Sorry,
We're on, we're on
we missed you.
Metropolis.
Can you say it again?
I said McLeod just wanted to take his cut and make you money and get his way back to his world, his place, and figure out what he's going to do from here. But he made enough money to live for a long time to take it easy, to do whatever he wants. He's up like he's over a mega credit, almost close to 2 mega credits. What if you look at everything he made, as you made it along, he made a 20% commission.
What does HT stand for in the UPP?
High tech, high population.
Yep. I got the
tech level 13, I believe it is. Yes.
Yeah.
B869A74.
That's nice. Lord, it was not
Pretty
too
small
bad.
land mass.
Well, that's just a rough picture. That's not exactly accurate. It's just to give you a feel for the place. I can shrink it down now if you're opening other stuff.
Good.
Oh, it's hydrographic
let's
9.
get it out of the way of them.
Yeah.
Okay, that fits.
6 or 9, that's correct. So the islands are continent cities. So there's a lot of oceans that open, but I mean, it's almost all like a city world. It's very highly populated. It's pretty self-sufficient. It's a core. It would be considered kind of like a core world, but it also has a lot going on. It's sort of would be like being in an endless metropolis, New York. That's why it's Metropolis, New York City type of environment.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like that Star Wars city planet type of thing. What the hell was
Coruscant?
Yeah, it's kind of got that kind of or a Baku feeling to it, but cleaner because it's all so much ocean. You know what I mean? It's not just all
Yep.
So that's the world you have in front of you. That's where you are at this moment. You're in the starport. You've just traveled. You actually kind of got close to McLeod, and it seems to be true. You believe, that he seemed to have proven himself legit, and he wants to part ways now, and go about his business. Going to move on and get another job.
15 and $750,000 million buys a lot of legitimacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so.
He can go if he wants. The captain is very happy. That was a lot of money.
Yeah. So at this point, this is where you stand. Now the group can do whatever. What is it going to try to meet with Zarkov? What are you going to do, or are we going to call it a game for another 3/4 of a year?
Wait a second. Just going to mark where we've been. Guys?
Well, my full bladder suggests that maybe we should pause it here.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We'll leave it with calling Zarkov and saying, "Hey, we are."
A lot of time. Well, and I'm off for a long time. I'm sorry if this part got boring, and I know you got a ton of money. We can total it up.
They'll be able to chat all sorts of things.
Yeah.
Actually, it was a pretty good game tonight.
Yeah.
Right. I thought it was a little stale here with this trade thing, but
Yeah. It was fine.
It went quick.
If it's physically possible, every character would want to do this space thing. So if they have the skill and they have the ship, they're going to milk it for whatever they can.
yeah.
And given the vast disparities in resources of worlds, that can you can try to have a steady profit. And this guy McLeod was expert, so that's great.
Yeah. I fought him up. I forgot about him, honest. Are you going to stop the recording, Steve? Are we going to be done?
Oh, yeah, sorry. You want me to stop it now? That's so cool. Hang on, give me a sec.
Yeah, we'll continue this maybe later in the year, towards the end of 2020. The game will pick back up.
Alrighty.
Well,